high hopes. last week. Where were you? Huh? I got this thing on my bed. I don't know what it is. Sorry, what? What's back there? I just gotta keep... Oh! Holy crap! Man, that was freaking crazy.
Okay,
that's great.
So
Alex
if you
awesome.
watch that and you get it, you clearly watched the podcast this week. If you watch that and you have no idea what's going on, you should probably go watch the podcast. But after this, we'll take care of this Q&A Thursday beforehand. By the way, I'm Dane Hennen, your host. To my right, Levi Gates.
What's going on, Dane?
Hey. And to my left, Anthony Fisher.
Dane, are we using some kind of filter on today's video?
I know.
Some,
Like, it's
kind
a
of
very orange.
blue,
Tan.
I believe they call
It's pouring rain
it's
outside.
Called, sepia.
Very nice.
Sepia.
No,
Yeah.
sepia. Is it sepia?
I think it's
You can say it
sepia.
either way.
I think
Somebody's
it's
going to
sepia.
criticize
I think it's
anybody who
sepia.
says it the other way from how they do, so it's just going to be that way.
Sephora is what I like to call it.
That's not what it's
One of my
Anyway,
favorite
guys,
places to get
whatever.
cologne samples.
Cologne samples.
It's been a very rainy day here
Has been
at
a very
the
rainy
office,
day.
but that's okay. I kind of broke up all those sunny days. I was getting a little tired.
Yeah,
I know
well, especially
it's
because next week is going to be 100 all
It
week.
drowned out those allergens in the air. So like I
Yeah.
can
Get it
breathe
out.
better.
You can
today.
actually breathe
It
today.
washed all the pollen
It's
off the
shown.
trees
Yeah.
and everything. that
Onto
was
our
getting-
cars.
Onto our cars. It's
Perfect.
not fun.
Yeah, that's why I drove the truck today.
Yeah, I woke up this morning and I had left a grinder in the bed of
grinder,
an
so
area,
just-
and
Yeah.
it was filled. It was full of water. So hopefully, because it's a Ryobi, it'll just fire back up.
I mean, it's good.
Ryobi's do Ryobi
Yeah,
things,
I was
so
like,
you'll be
oh
all right.
man. So anyway, guys, welcome. It is Friday Eve
Yes.
here at the Rag Company podcast. It is Thursday Q&A. Mm-hmm. You know it. You love it. We all love it. We all enjoy it. And what do we got going on? What's going to be coming up? What's going to be happening? Do we have any housekeeping? Anthony Fisher.
Levi, thanks for having me. Anthony Fisher here, talking about housekeeping today and what you can do to keep your house cleaner for longer.
Housekeeping?
Yeah, nobody home. So, this weekend, I think tomorrow.
Yeah,
technically.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
The 11th.
Tomorrow, the 11th. I hear there's some crop circles being formed. Maybe some abductions happening.
Oh, no.
Maybe some probing at
I'm
that.
on my way to Utah. What does this mean
Excuse
for
me?
me?
Well, it means even more for you, Levi,
I
because
don't
that's
know.
it's even scarier area of
no.
the country. Well, let's just say there's been a lot of identified objects lately, right? Unidentified.
Unidentified.
As I say, much the opposite.
Much the opposite. Let's just say they're very unidentified at that. And so we've seen some unidentified objects of our own here at the Rag Company.
Really?
Right?
Say more.
They are in the form of a bag, is what they are.
What?
The thing is these
We
unidentified...
need your help identifying
We
them.
need your help identifying and figuring out what these things are in this bag. And so I guess you could say that this weekend there could potentially be an unidentified mystery.
Well, it's a
bag.
mystery because it's unidentified. But
Correct.
It's a bag?
It is a bag, yes,
Oh.
with product in it. Keep in
Wow.
mind
Impressive.
that we need help identifying. We don't even know what's in
Right.
these bags.
Yeah.
And so what we want is your help as customers to, I guess, purchase these bags and see what's inside of them. Right?
Yeah.
And maybe there is crazy and wild. Maybe there's a hidden creature within these bags. I'm not sure.
And I don't know, but mythology states that even if you think you know, it might be different than what you expect.
Correct.
Like,
And so, needless to say, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, we are having an unidentified mystery rag bag
Okay.
sale.
I'm
Starting
excited.
tomorrow.
Starts tomorrow, the 11th, mystery rag bag sale.
Yep.
Awesome.
And it's going to run all the way through 6/13, which is Monday.
Oh.
It's going to shut off Monday at 11:59 p.m. So till midnight Monday, these mystery rag bags will be available. I know that they are definitely unidentified.
Yeah.
They're something a little bit different than probably what most people have gotten before in the past. And I think you guys are really going to like
And
what
a
you get.
reminder, it's tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And the way you find out about this stuff, the way you find out about these little things that we like
Yes.
to do,
How do you do that?
Yeah.
go to the ragcompany.com,
Okay.
scroll all the way down to the bottom,
Okay.
and there is the sign-up sheet. The little,
okay.
put your email here to learn more, be a part of the details.
Nice.
We call
Correct.
it, the newsletter.
I will say that no probes are included in these bags.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
There's things that may look like them. Don't use them as
Okay.
that. Just
I mean,
Steer
once
clear.
it leaves our building, we have no control over what
We
happens
really
to
don't.
the-
We really don't. But so be creative, have
we
fun
don't
with it.
we don't know, Dabbler, if there will be or not.
And
So,
they are
a mystery.
unidentified. And so maybe a creature, maybe an alien, maybe a creature, maybe something inside these bags that we're not really too familiar with.
Well, some housekeeping I would like to throw out there is normally I keep this at the end of the program, but I'm actually going to bring this to the front. I want people who are just coming in to think about this because it's going to help us help them. So, in the case of all you watching right now, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I'm challenging you right now. Go click that button, please. Subscribe to the channel. You're here. You're watching. We do this every week. It's a great time. And if you could just do us, it's free. Just click the button. That's all you got to do. And that way, we have another subscriber in our midst, and it helps more people know,
also,
hey,
give
that's
us a
something
thumbs
worth
up.
watching.
Give us a thumbs up. We
Yes.
want those too.
The likes are incredibly important as well. Apparently, YouTube's algorithm is being very friendly to those who get a lot of likes.
Getting them thumbs
So if you
up.
haven't already clicked the thumbs up, I recommend you do so right now because it's only going to help you in the future as we reach more and more people with more diverse questions you may not have thought to ask, but they got them there for you. So I just want to throw that out there, and I appreciate it so much in advance. Thank you.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
and then just want to say this strawberry delish bang. Ooh. So sweet.
So sweet. Well, Levi,
sweet.
it's funny
Friends
that you
with
say
Michael Jordan.
It's fun that you say that because I brought something sweet of my own.
You did.
I was going to grab a Pepsi, but
Well, Dane, I got something
I've got
sweeter
a
for you
diet.
than
I got a little
Pepsi.
bit left here, and then I need a little energy. I'm gonna be driving to Utah
okay,
tonight.
Anthony, what you got?
Well, so as you guys know, I am of the Portuguese heritage,
Oh,
right?
I did not
So
know that.
I'm 50%
not like he
Portuguese,
talks
don't
about it all the
speak a
time.
word of it, right?
Yeah, okay.
My
Family's from the Azores.
They're from the Azores,
Okay.
and the biggest thing that I can do, or the best thing I can do, is make Portuguese beans, right? And I also have a good taste for Portuguese food,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Now, growing up, one of my favorite things to drink when I was a child was Portuguese sodas, right?
Okay.
Now you think to yourself, Portuguese
Like
sodas, I've never even heard of that before in my
Pepsi,
life, right?
Diet Pepsi,
no,
just from Portugal.
Not at all. No,
Oh.
no. So this is something a little bit different, right? We call them sumos, right?
Okay.
Oh.
Now, what these are, they are a lightly carbonated beverage, right? In the passion fruit flavor, they have other flavors available as well.
So it's like
but
Do you
flavored
buy
water,
these at the
like
local grocery
carbonated
store,
flavored
or
water?
how do you get these?
No, there is some sweetener in there, but with no high fructose corn syrup.
Okay.
So you can find them at local Portuguese markets. We don't have one of those here, so I had to pay $3 a can to buy them online,
boy.
which is absolutely insane. More expensive than Iron Brew, but I think that you guys are really going to like what you guys are really
Okay.
gonna
I kind
like
of feel
what
like you should have bought us some
Wow.
Iron Brew if you
So
spent the money.
while he's doing that, I want to point out I've got a text here from Nate.
Okay.
And Nate is saying that the sale shuts off Sunday at midnight.
Sunday at
So
midnight.
I want to
Doesn't
make sure
carry
we
on the
put
money.
that clarification
Oh.
out.
Oh.
Late in the middle of the night on Sunday, that sale gets cut off. So if you're holding out till Monday, I would not recommend that.
Now you can see right here, Levi, I love these. Not only are they only 80 calories a can, but like I
Yeah.
said, they are refreshing. They are very enjoyable.
You drank these a lot as a child in
Yes.
Portugal?
No, not in Portugal.
the
And
art
technically in
on these.
Turlock,
It's
California. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
And so whenever I was feeling sick, my grandmother would give me one and tell me to drink it because it'll make me feel better. And you know what?
It did?
So feel free to crack that
I
open,
feel like
Dane.
this would make a cool livery for a race car.
Oh. Oh, that is fruity.
Oh my. Oh, that's awesome. That reminds me almost of like guava nectar, but it's passion fruit, right?
It is.
It
So
tastes like
it's-
passion fruit juice.
It does.
Doesn't feel like a soda.
Yeah, that tastes like juice.
Levi spits out fruit. Spits it everywhere.
Disgusting.
I prefer my fruit to be artificial.
No, so
Oh,
Levi, so these are fantastic, and they're good, and not only good, but good for you. And
See, but
so,
this tastes like I'm actually indulging myself in some sort of strawberry jam.
So there is 6%
If
juice.
you don't want that, I will have
Juice.
it. 'cause
I
I'm
never
already
said I'm
loving
not going to
this.
want
Dane,
it.
do you
I'll
like
drink
it?
This reminds me of all the guava nectar that I used to drink as
Yeah.
a kid.
So on a scale of 1 to 10,
This isn't bad, but it does
rate,
feel
rate,
like a
rate
juice.
this Portuguese soda. What do you rate it as?
Oh, I definitely drink this on a hot day.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if I was going to give it a rating, I'd give that a solid 8 out of 10 just because I'm sure there's more potential, but I love this.
There's a pineapple
This is
flavor.
great.
It's really good as well.
I think
Yeah,
I would
I'd have to
enjoy
try
the
that.
pineapple more.
Yeah.
However, I don't not like this.
It's
I-
just not necessarily for
that is
you.
good.
correct. You know,
Oh my
you could
gosh.
have gotten a 5-cent deposit in Connecticut, Vermont, Maine, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I know.
Oh,
So,
Nate
anyways,
through another
getting into this.
clarification, the 13th. So make it
All right. So jumping straight in, page number 4. Question numero uno. Dane,
first.
let's rock and roll.
Ken John got the very first spot.
there we go.
Finally.
Nope.
Huzzah, Ken.
Nope.
Hooray.
We
Way to go, bud.
are back in March.
Oh, that's
Oh my!
March.
This is really old. Why is
So
that
we
so
need to
old?
get out of there.
Queensland.
Sorry, Ken John.
How did those go that
You're not first today.
That
All
is
right. Well,
weird.
all these
Oh,
guys.
no, there we go. Okay, so we have Dane. Go back one more.
Oh wait, there's one.
How do we get
more.
that far back for Facebook?
Dane, we go. Well, there we go. There we go.
Okay, there
Dan
we go.
Pfeiffer.
Dan Pfeiffer. I was so
Pfeiffer.
confused.
Good afternoon, happy Friday.
Wow.
Even a big word up from hot and steamy Minnesota.
Gosh, man, between
It's wash day.
between the freezing weather and the steamy weather in Minnesota, I just don't see any reason why I'd ever need to go there. Alex Duar saying, "Happy Friday Eve. Hope you're all doing well, and hope you all have the great rest of
Hey,
your
that's
week
the
and
guy
weekend."
from the video at
Thanks,
the beginning
Alec.
of the
We
Q&A.
appreciate it, man.
He's famous.
Thank you.
Wow, famous.
And then Umberto saying, first from Puerto Rico, hello, TRC team. What's
Hello.
up, man? How are you?
And he's saying hello to everybody else as well.
Yeah.
All right.
right.
Now we go to page number 3. where
Ooh, Pat
first
Welsh.
question
Anthony,
from Pat.
any new plans for the Civic?
For the red Civic, not really, not necessarily right now. I got other fish to fry. If you know what I'm saying.
Other
it's
fishes.
because I had fish and chips today for lunch.
Oh, you did?
That's the fish I fried.
Wow.
It's not sitting well.
Does not.
Yeah, I
So,
don't think he's
It's
having
fun.
a good time
So
with
I
that.
basically, it was fun today. I was sitting there working on an email. I look up Anthony and the gang. They're like, "You coming with us?" I said, "Where are you going?" Going to the drive-in.
West Side
Grab
Drive-In.
some food. And I said, "Oh, that drive-in that they're going to, local legend, great place.
I already said the name.
Diners,
You
drive-ins,
just
and
say it.
dives.
You just
Guy
ta-
Fieri's been there.
It's just called West Side Drive-In.
Anyway, point is,
They're not a sponsor. I can say their name.
they let's just say I don't have the best time when I eat there. Let's just say my stomach doesn't sit well. So I said,
little gut bomb action.
right. So I said to Anthony, I said, "Hey, just so you know, it doesn't burn clean." Mm-hmm. That's our term when something works for all of us. Mm-hmm.
Burns clean.
It burns clean. I said that doesn't burn clean.
Yeah.
And everybody kind of stopped. There was about 6 of you walking. And you all stopped and you looked back and you said, "What?" I said, "Oh, just so you
you'll
know,
see.
doesn't burn clean.
Yeah.
Just good luck." They go, "Anthony, how's it sitting in your belly?"
Not good, Levi. Not good at all. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Well, that's enough
I
gut
feel
talk. Why don't we
horrible.
talk what David Cervantes
David
wants to talk about?
Cervantes. Happy Friday Eve. Hopefully everyone's having a day as fantastic as O&R and TRC microfiber.
Oh my gosh! I'm surprised you
Oh, you
didn't.
missed Dan.
I'm sure.
Dan says, "I noticed that for the first time ever, words were bleeped out from the podcast. I wonder what was said."
I don't know what's
And
going on with these comments.
Epico
Those were not there
Bananica
before.
says, "Hola, party people." Well, they were there 27 minutes ago, Dane.
Yes,
I think you
it
just
shows in
jumped
the
ahead.
timeline, but they were not on that page. That's what I'm trying to
David,
say.
you know what I appreciate about your comment, David, is that you didn't say "have a fantastic day"
Yeah.
as O&R and microfiber, not McKee's N914 and microfiber.
Correct.
Well, they both all go great together. I appreciate the O&R plug after
Yeah.
all of the hot O&R versus
Hot O&R
N914
talk.
talk lately.
Nothing better to drink on a hot day than hot O&R.
O&R spritz. You know, marmots love O&R.
Yeah.
Well,
You cleaned that marmot and blow dry. Gave it a blow dry. So, Fernando, saludos, buenos tardes a todos. What's going on, Fernando? Lex, this is why I wake up on Thursdays.
Oh man.
It's called
Amen to
appointment
that.
viewing. Appointment viewing.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Kevin saying, hey, TRC crew, have a wonderful week after all. To all of you, after all, it's Friday Eve. Catch you guys later. And then Sam Taylor saying, what's up, TRC gang? Have recently started O&R, the clay towel, and a spray sealant as a wash and wax in my business. And oh my, how simple and profitable. It's really
a great
is.
move.
It really is.
Great move.
Ricky saying, great Thursday afternoon from rainy, windy, buggy, Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. And Kishore, what's up, TRC? Hope all is well. Can you give me some details on Oberk compound and polish? Is it a long cycle or short cycle product? And how do the microfiber pads compare to the Maguire's cutting pads? So the Oberk pads are made by Lake Country.
Very good pads.
They're great pads. So if you've used the Lake Country microfiber pads, it's essentially the same type of microfiber. And they're great, awesome pads. And then as to the compound and polish, gosh, I don't I work a polish until I work a compound until it's done.
I think that it is a medium cycle product.
It is, because it's not like...
It's not short, it's not long. It's like right in the middle.
Yeah, and you can always add a wetting agent to many compounds and get a little more life out of them. So I don't ever worry about a short or long cycle anymore. I look for workability. So meaning that if I put the product on, I can actually work it, and then I can re-wet it and work it down a little more. So that's kind of what I look for. And I like Oberk because of that. I will say the only issues are it does stain trim, so make sure that you do mask off any of the spots you don't want to get any into. But it is a good product. Yeah. Very good product. Sock OS.
Excellent.
Hey, hope you all are doing well. Thanks for being here. What's the best way to get rid of compound residue in a pad if you don't have an air compressor?
You could wash the pad under a sink.
Yeah. Like
so, get like have an APC, spray the pad with an APC, run it underneath sink with warm water, squish out all the old compound residue, put that pad right back on your machine, spin dry it, and get back to the action.
Yeah, or have multiple pads, throw them in, fill up your utility sink.
Yeah,
or
soak
bucket,
in there, pull them.
A little bit of APC or a little bit of soap.
Yeah,
little dish soap in there. Mix it up so that you got a nice like little soapy bucket. Start throwing your pads in as you're using them. Yeah. Flip to a fresh one. Keep going. And at the end, you got all these pads that have been soaking.
But honestly, Taco S, if you ever really get into this and you want to pick up a pad washer, you have our blessing.
I cleaned mine this weekend.
Did you clean your pad washer?
Yeah.
I have not cleaned mine in a little while.
It's real nice. That's Augie's high blood sugar going off right now. Sorry about that, folks.
He'll be fine. And so I'd say a pad washer is probably one of the best investments for polishing that you can make. It's just amazing. Grant Hawtrey saying, morning TRC crew. Dane, can we chat about what Ulysses did for the Utah Down Syndrome Foundation? And my second question, Deep Tail product you should take to track day festival events. Thanks, boys.
Okay.
I'd take O&R in a bucket.
I'd take O&R.
Yeah,
I would take O&R. I would take OptiClean. I would take... probably I think the G-Technic Quick Detailer is pretty good for that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Anything that's just quick and easy that you can spray to get things off fast before they set up. Yeah, that's what I would do.
So what Grant's referring to there is Ulysses down in Utah donated a detail for the Utah Down Syndrome Foundation. Did it on the camera. It looked really nice, but he sent me some pictures. Unfortunately, I don't have them here to share with you, but just wanted to give a shout out there.
Yeah.
Throw that out there.
It's always great. And a lot of guys need to, if you want to do something in your community, you want to do something to help, donate a detail. You guys, if you're running your own business, that's a taxable write-off that you can do. It's also good to do that stuff. A lot of companies call looking for donations for their events. So find the charity or event that you actually care about. And do some stuff, you know.
And a service like that, people aren't going to turn that down.
No,
they'll be happy to have that as an offer on the
table. And there's a lot of those folks when they're trying to host of these charity events, when they're trying to look for companies, it's hard work. Yeah. So if you can be one of those companies that goes, hey, look, I'm in for this many, 2 gift certificates or whatever. Yeah. 1 or 2, it takes the load off on those that are trying to plan and set up. So and it goes to a good cause. So more detailers, I think, should do that. Yeah, Weaver Details. I tried Iron Buster this week and it was great, but I still say the least stinky iron remover I have ever used was Wowo's.
Well, I agree.
We agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. You missed Ricky Cologne there.
Well, he's just saying.
He's just saying he's a karaoke champion.
Oh, right.
That's a pretty important thing there.
Ricky Cologne.
The ones I'm skipping are just when people say
Ricky
hi to
Cologne,
other people.
The really karaoke champion.
He really is
from Umberto. All right, David Cervantes
says, "What are your thoughts on McKee's 37 products? Not particularly the Rinseless, as everyone's is different, and O&R is just as good. So far, I really enjoy their bug remover. So, what do we think of McKee's 37 products? I think that they're great products. I think McKee's 37 has probably the widest variety.
Literally the widest
variety.
They're all
of
their own
products
niche.
out there.
And they have they've come up with a lot of problems that I never,
solutions to problems.
So old ways, you'd take a floor mat, you'd spray a degreaser or an interior cleaner and scrub the mat and try and get it clean. Yeah. And then you'd let it dry and then you'd dress it. Yeah. Right? They have a floor mat cleaner rejuvenator product that you literally just spray it on, scrub it, rinse it off, and you're done. And it is cleaned and protected.
It works extremely well.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah. It's very good.
Because in your brain you go, oh, I'll use this one product, get it all done, and then after it's done, I'll do this other product, get it dry. These guys are like, nah, we're just gonna give you this one, spray it, clean it, done. That product is by far one of my favorites. And then they've got their tire and wheel or tire cleaner, their tire cleaner that you use. Same thing.
Yeah,
it's amazing. It's good stuff. So I think that they have a good wheel cleaner as well that changes color. It's kind of like a shifting color wheel cleaner. But it goes from like a green to like a red or a red to a green.
It breaks down dirt and things.
It's like yellow.
Also.
It turns all sorts.
It doesn't
of
just turn purple.
Yeah. But no, McKee's makes great products. I think the biggest thing right now, the reason why this whole battle exists is in the rinseless realm, right? People battling O&R within 914.
Some people are just obsessed with like, this is the answer. It's like, okay, you enjoy it. Great.
And we've tried both. Levi has a gallon. He's used a gallon. I've used it, I don't know, 4 or 5 times now. And I can tell you that based off my first initial impression, I was like, no way, man. O&R is still for me. And I thought I'll give it a try again. I still thought the same thing. O&R was still for me. And I still thought the same thing. So it was, I don't know, it's personal preference at that point. Well, but I think what's
just differs.
What's frustrating to me is with how many people have had such good results with O&R, literally have never had an issue. Literally. You don't see videos of people using O&R and being like, it scratched my car, or it didn't work, or it didn't clean. There is literally no existence of that. Not an existent thing, right?
At least not
But then somebody says, oh, I switched to this new Rinseless, and it blows that one out of the water. How so? How does it blow it out of the water?
I know. When you hear that, you're like, okay,
better.
Why?
Give me a reason why it's better.
Personal preference.
Oh, it smells better, or might feel a little bit slicker, or it might feel a little bit of something,
so
or I feel like it cleans better. You feel like it cleans better. You know it cleans better. What do you? Because at that point, it's honestly just an opinion thing, not a actual factual thing. And so, but when that information goes out there and say this blows it out of the water, right?
People are like, oh no, I'm using an inferior product.
Exactly. Then they freak out. Well, I've been stuck using this O&R from the Stone Ages. I thought that this was the good stuff, right? Now I have to go, dump out that gallon and go buy this new product because I feel like it's superior. No.
How incredibly wasteful.
I know, and that's why I've filled so many questions about this. It's infuriating because...
Well, and here's the other thing. I have noticed, Anthony and I have tested...
Be honest.
Anthony and I have tested hundreds of different rinseless washes to try and figure out exactly what could even compete. And there are a lot of great rinseless washes out there. Anthony, you love the Uber... Rinseless. I really love American Detailer Garage Fusion. I think that is an amazing rinseless.
Smells great too.
Smells great.
Didn't like Wipeout, but Fusion seemed like it was a lot better.
And I was the same. And so there's a number of them, but there's one thing that none of them do that O&R does, and it's the same thing. None of them eat.
It doesn't make sense when you say that, Levi. Literally, nobody knows what that means. You say it eats, but that's also terrifying to a detailer.
Here's the deal.
It doesn't encapsulate and emulsify
It doesn't emulsify at the level that O&R emulsifies at.
Correct. That makes
O&R
more sense.
has the most emulsification capability
It's
over any other rinseless.
The formula, even if people are like, oh, all these products are the same, the formula differs somehow substantially
There's
from
something
all
in
of
there.
these other rinseless washes.
Also, you have to understand
they're using
O&R's technology, right, is the only rinseless that I have used that can literally it can, how do I say this? It can prevent water spots more so than all of the other rinseless washes I've used. And I mean prevent, it can resist water spots, right? I don't think there's any true prevention unless you're using distilled water.
Sure.
But I think that the resistance that it's capable of doing by basically preventing that calcium and magnesium from bonding to the surface, because once that polymer mixes with water, that entire body of water now becomes technically a polymer, right? Based on science, right? Science. And so once that happens... Then it really does a good job at preventing those spots from really sticking around, because you have to think about it. If that polymer was not able to attach to those water molecules and turn into a polymer essentially, right? Then now you're dealing with any of those mineral deposits being left over, really causing a hard water spot.
Yeah.
And that's where, I don't know. I feel like it's probably the best in that realm of being able to not only be able to emulsify, prevent that, soften the water, be smooth. And I've just never had an issue with it. Never, not once.
And my thing is that it's the biggest thing for me, and the thing that sold me the most on O&R, the very first time I used it, I went from detailing hundreds of cars a month when I was at Boise's Best Auto Detail. And the one thing that we couldn't seem to get off fully were bugs. And at the time, we're talking 15 years ago, we're trying to remove bugs off cars. We're spraying them with a degreaser.
Yeah.
First things first, or a bug remover. Tom would show up on his truck and he had to go, I need to get these bugs off. He's like, here you go. Here's a bug remover from B&B Blending. Here's a bug scrubber foam thing. And it would scratch the ever-living snot out of the cars, or you'd spray the chemical on and it would burn the paint. It would burn.
But it got rid of the bugs,
clear.
just like he said
no,
it
it wouldn't
would.
take them off, but it would just mess up. It wouldn't even get all the bugs off, right?
Yeah.
And so then we'd have to go over there, and I would go over with a red plastic scraper to scrape the bugs off. I'd be wiping them down.
Let me damage this just a little more.
I'd wipe it down with lacquer thinner. I couldn't get them off. I'd wipe them down with a towel and a microfiber towel and a degreaser. I couldn't get them off.
Just brutalizing.
And I
this
remember
paint.
thinking, I remember I had a PDR company come up, and they were like, "Man, you didn't get all the bugs off." I'm like, "I physically can't."
Yeah.
I hit them with a buffer and wool and a compound, and I couldn't break them free. And they're like, oh, well, we went at it with some steel wool, or we went at it with a melamine sponge and scratched it all. Anyway, point is, I could never get bugs off. First time I used O&R, I sprayed it on a dealer car that had about 1 million bugs on it. And they just they all wiped right off.
Yeah.
And you're like, are you
And I was
telling me
like-
it was that easy? Really?
No, and I was like, wait, what? I've spent the last 15 years of my career trying to remove bugs, and I just figured out the easiest way possible to get them off. Are you kidding me?
And it didn't even hurt the car.
And I didn't even hurt the car, right? So that blew me away. Then, using other products, I made sure your parents were driving their cars they were going up to the cabin.
Yeah.
We were going on road trips. The cars were coming back from multi-state road trips covered in bugs. Anthony and I'd be out there with different rinseless washes washing them down. And we'd notice which ones could and could not remove bugs. Funny thing, O&R, 100% of the time, no problem. Using that and a Jersey bug scrubber,
Yeah.
using the other rinselesses, not a single one of them was able to remove bugs as easily.
Yes,
and
they
as
could,
quickly.
just not as
They
easy.
could. We had to put a little more elbow grease. We had to scrub a little harder.
Yeah.
But doing the same general pass over the front of a vehicle, you could not get a faster process if you didn't use O&R. If you
I
used
think-
O&R, it went out quickly.
Well,
And that's what I mean by
well,
eat.
Well, that's the problem, right? So they revamped their O&R recently, right? It does feel slicker. It does. Like I've
Yeah,
I've
it
dipped my
does.
hands in so many freaking gallons of O&R in my life. I know what it feels like now. It does feel slicker now. I am feeling the paint afterwards. I'm noticing, okay, that feels smoother, right? So obviously Dr. G revamped the formula to make it feel slicker on the wipe off, and meaning that you don't really need a drying aid anymore if you don't want to use a drying aid.
Yeah.
First off, there was no problem with the first formula at all. It was literally bulletproof. It had been used for years. But now it's slicker because people were complaining that it wasn't as slick as XYZ, Rinseless, or whatever it may be, right? So now he makes it slicker, right? And now he says, yes, there's polymers in it that leave behind something. They leave behind
Little
polymers.
protection because it has to be
and now,
slippery.
And now the whole world is, oh my God, it leaves behind something.
You're like, yeah, but what does that actually mean? Is it going to affect the coating you apply? Is it going to affect the... No? Then it's not a problem.
It leaves behind what?
It's not a problem.
A small amount of polymers that are going to leave, a minuscule amount of protection, right? And people are freaking out about it, and they're thinking, well, now I can't do my sealant or wax on top of this. I'm like, yes, you can. You can easily do that on top of it. It's always left polymers behind. Exactly. Always. Now they're just a lower surface tension polymer.
I'm pretty sure the chat on Twitch refers to this as being stun locked. We've gotten stuck on a subject and we can't get away from it. So
Point is, that's where we're at with
Effective.
that. Ricky Cologne saying use a pad if it's foam. Microfiber Rupa's guys mentioned to me the vacuum cleaner with a crevice attachment. Yeah, it's a good way to clean your pads.
I have to hunt for the next question. There we go.
All right. David Cervantes says N914 isn't bad, and it's not. It's just not O&R. I feel O&R set expectations and met every one of them.
Yeah.
Kyle Camus saying, what's up? Hello, guys. What's up, dude? Will a pad brush excessively wear out the pad, though? Not like buffing is going to. So, and then Jeff C saying, do you use panel wipe straight up or diluted before applying CSL? I go straight up.
I do diluted.
Yeah. So
I do 1-to-1 with distilled, but that's just me.
It's
I go straight up.
powerful stuff.
I do 1-to-1 just because I'm also cheap.
Yeah,
I need the
you want
bottle
it to
last
go
me
long, and
longer.
it's
You want to
expensive.
stretch it a little bit. But compared to other panel wipes, it has got to be one of the strongest.
And I also don't want that truth serum showing me areas that I didn't hit. I'm like, don't you make me look bad, truth serum.
Showed all kinds of stuff. I didn't know
Poet
was there
saying,
to take.
happy Friday Eve, guys. Anthony, do marmots like KC Motorplast? Or what dressing was on the engine bay of your Civic?
Actually, there was nothing on that. That engine bay was dirty, and that's probably why. But I'm guessing if I had some Motorplast on there, it would have stayed. It would have
slipped
clear.
off. It wouldn't have been able to stay on.
Well, yeah, he'd just be like
Just
scrambling,
scratches
couldn't
all
stay
over
put.
the
Well, it's probably why that damn cat put so many scratches in my car because it's so slick. He's probably,
he's
sorry.
trying to walk. He couldn't do it.
Sorry, Anthony. I'm scratching
sorry,
all over
bud.
your car. I can't get any traction. My paws.
Ricky says, I want to take the residue out before it messes up the paint. Pads eventually wear out. Yep. And then Alkaline saying, ask him because G. Davis is too scared to. When will the TRC crew sashay into the studio with the intro music playing? That could be a good idea.
That could be fun. I feel like we need to reserve that for Juan's TikToks.
Yeah, I
if
think
you haven't
so,
watched
too.
Juan's
Yeah.
TikToks, you owe it to yourself. to do so.
Verdugo ASD. All right. Fernando laughing. Robert Nunez, Custom Corrections, checking in from Boyle Heights, California, detailing a 74 glass house.
Nice.
Happy Friday Eve. Good, man. Thank you for checking in.
Yeah.
And then Fernando saying greetings to the whole team. Humberto letting Sacco know about that foam pads will wear out. Change pads per panels. If you have several of them, dirty ones, dip them on rags to riches. And then Ricky says, I missed you guys at Southern Detailers Conference, but got a chance to meet some of the other regulars here, including Rupes, KCX, and others. Yeah, we were bummed we couldn't make it. You guys missed out on one heck of a car show, though.
Oh, yeah.
So,
It was great.
yep. And then Grant saying, Dane, check your phone. Y Sports
I have do
R33
not
GTR
disturb
Le
mode
Mans
on so
edition
that I
and an
can
R32
focus.
V-Spec N1 edition. Grant's over there detailing some Skylines
Okay,
today.
that's pretty badass.
Man, I wish I can get these here in the States.
Yeah, that Le Mans edition is
Oh my gosh, that
that's
blue.
nuts. Okay, so on that note, I will move to the next page.
Is it on TEs? It is on TEs.
That is
Those
really
OG
cool.
TEs, they got the dish on them.
Okay.
Wow.
Yep.
That
Oh,
easy.
that's the
There you
same
go.
one as before. Okay.
Look at that car, Levi. Look at that.
Oh, that's rad.
3. Epico
Jeez, man.
Bananicus.
I like the R33s. I think they're cool looking.
It was the least loved,
I know, it's weird.
but they've grown
Epico
on me.
Bananicus. Got my first motorcycle, spanking brand new from the dealership, and I'd
Yeah.
like to take care of it. C5 already on the rims, but what other products can transfer over to bikes from cars for plastics, etc.? Anthony.
Thanks for having me, Levi. As a fellow motorcycle enthusiast, I'm happy to answer your questions.
Good call.
So, congratulations on your new motorcycle purchase. This is going to bring you years of joy. And like Levi had said, right? Or Levi didn't say this at all. Maybe I said this.
I didn't say anything.
I said everything. So a lot of the stuff does transfer over. You are correct. And so C5 on the wheels, absolutely. You can C4 any of the darker plastics that you'd want to coat. But I don't know what kind of motorcycle it is. I don't know what you got. If you have fairings, you can coat everything in CSL or XO or CSU if you want to take it somewhere. But C5 on the wheels for sure. I would do C5 because C5 is relatively
exhaust pipes.
Well, because it's high temp, so you can actually do your muffler in C5. You can do your calipers in C5. But I would say some key areas to coat: the front of the motorcycle, everything that bugs are going to be hitting, because you're going to get a lot of bugs, is going to be the front of the bike. So the front fairing, absolutely. I had some CSU left over, so I coated my R9T, my BMW. I coated the fenders. I coated the headlight surroundings. I coated the mirrors. I coated the swing arm. I literally coated everything on that freaking bike I could until I can coat the rest of it later down the road. And so coat everything you can. It's literally not going to hurt anything. Trust me.
Oh, wow.
It's that my Triumph, my whole black Triumph is completely coated from head to toe, and it's amazing to wash, especially doing an O&R wash, because once I do my final rinse of O&R, I take my Metro Blaster or I take my Ego Blower and bam,
Just done.
blow it all down, hit it with a platinum pluffle, spot clean some spots, I'm good.
Yeah.
Dabbler Details says,
Well, he said, so we're going to put aliens in the bag, put me down for a pallet. And
Which
we
is
said,
why I
probably.
followed up
And then he
with-
said, no probes. No probes, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, man. Poets Flamel, Tor blower in the bag. I've heard they're superior to egos. They are.
Oh,
They are.
not
I
true.
needed to bring
Depends on
mine
who
in.
you
I'm going to
ask.
bring it in next week. Blow the
Should you?
competition
Should we have
away.
a blow off?
We could
so
have
you
a
can
blow
blow
off.
harder?
Yeah. See
Wow.
who's the best. Who's the best at blowing?
Yeah, I like
Lex
that.
Garage, few minutes in and Dab already being Dab.
Yep.
And then Popeye, I need a bag to store my microfiber towels. Perfect timing. Well, it's a
Oh my
it's
God,
a mystery
you see what's
bag.
coming up.
Oh,
It's a
boy.
mystery bag.
Look
So
at the top. Look at
it
the top.
holds a
Levi.
bunch of towels, just so you know.
Oh man. Always.
G. Davis. Oddly enough, there was no probe talk when Anthony bought 400 wieners and a case of orange drink.
It's weird how that works.
It was 160 wieners.
Yeah, that
to
was a
be
lot
exact.
of that. That was a lot.
Oh, Dabbler. I'm just saying what they're all thinking.
Yeah. Then the Meridian Marmot says Optimum Norin. So refreshing.
Oh my God!
Thank you for
I
that.
love that.
Kind
Mike
stranger.
Buckwash, question for you guys. I hate doing laundry and want to do laundry all at once. What do you do with your microfibers in between washes when they're dirty and you want to wait till they're full? I just put them in the dirty pile. I don't.
really
Honestly,
give 'em much more thought than that.
Yeah, I don't. I just keep going. So that's what I do. I just wash. I will tell you, if they're the ones you got to watch out for the most are your coating or drying towels. You may have to wash them a couple times
Yeah.
to really get that. And really what you could do is kind of break up the load, start the load, maybe take the other towels and throw them in a bucket, get them kind of pre-soaking, get them going, get them started, let them soak in some R&R for R2R for a little bit and see how you do. So
Dane, now that you've drank a little bit more of that sumo, what are you thinking?
I'm just
Mine's
savoring
empty.
it. He
I'm all
finished
done.
it. For a guy who didn't like it, he sure finished it
But
fast.
would you say that you love it?
I'm savoring
I could
it.
I could
enjoying
enjoy
it.
this on a
Yeah,
beach.
it's good.
In the
It's
Azores.
that good, man. It
I
is
expected
that-
more of a seltzer water. This is
Yeah.
not that. This
No.
is basically like
It's like a juice.
Well, you
yeah.
can mix that with a little bit of rum.
I could see that.
I mean,
yeah.
I could see some pretty fun like beach cocktails being
Yeah.
made with that. For sure.
Epico says, also Chemical Guys just made some microfiber bathrobes. Maybe TRC blankets are in the works. I'd go for ponchos with pockets. So
Oh, boy.
we did make the Eagle blanket, and it is out there on the black market.
Ultra limited edition.
Very limited.
product.
So we may do blankets again in the future. Microfiber bathrobe. I know Dane wants one of those
Yeah.
for himself.
Pretty nice.
So he'd
Well,
probably...
we used to sell spa towels, but
We
back
did.
then nobody bought them. So
Yeah.
we don't make
We
them
should
anymore.
do a run of Eagle blankets again and then just sell them. Do like a really limited run. We have like
Yeah.
10 or 15 made.
We just put them on the
I
site
reiterate,
like a sale.
the Eagle blankets are incredibly expensive to manufacture. So this is not like some.
Well, they're expensive to
something
ship
we can
'cause they're
just
heavy.
make a
Yeah,
regular.
They're very heavy to ship. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Decon, what's up, guys? Finally off today, able to catch the show. What's up, man? Ricardo B says, Sumo!
Yeah.
He knows what's up.
William Katana, I wonder how much more expensive an electrical bill would be if I had my garage air conditioned. Really want one for outside when it's hot here in Texas and can't detail outside. So I'm running the little tiny window mount air conditioner.
Box guy, yeah.
Yeah, it literally fits inside the window, like what we have here, just a little window mount. And then I have a lot of fans. My power doesn't go up that much. What really draws my power are my bay lights that I have in my garage. They're 3 bay lights that I got from the Rag Company warehouse.
The ones that
The
were in
old
before
ones.
the
Before we did the LED upgrade.
So those are actually fluorescent.
They're fluorescent with 6 bulbs in each one. And
How much
that,
power is it pulling?
I've got to say my power bill is probably $120 a month more
Ooh.
from detailing and running those lights in
wow.
the garage because of
not
that.
great.
It's not bad, but it's one of those where I'm like, I should put some LEDs in.
Yeah.
Because I have all the LEDs on the walls, but I have these, and my garage is very bright.
Well, can you use the housing if you just pull out the ballasts and the stuff? Could you use?
I think
them
I can get
and
some-
replace the LED tubes
I think that's all I need to do.
because the power
We'll see.
supply
But-
would be the same.
Yeah.
I would
So
think.
point is though, that's where the bay lights, the AC doesn't use so much, and I just have to kind of pre-cool and start in the morning when the temperature's down. I also have a thermostat or a temperature gauge in my garage so I can kind of see, and I'll try it on the hottest days with an insulated door. I'm getting when it's 100 and I have the AC on, I get my garage to about 74.
Okay.
So
Nice.
not too bad. And then Augie walks out and opens the door.
Yeah. Well.
And then all the
There's
cold air
definitely
goes
days I
out.
wish we had something
So.
like that out there.
Yeah. So yeah, no, try it, man. It's just you gotta. You're gonna probably be up for maybe an extra $100.
Fix
month.
any leaks and stuff you have first, like air
Yeah.
wise.
Yeah. Ed
Okay.
says, "Hey guys, gotta say you're excellent Pepsi sponsors. I literally bought some sugar-free rock stars after I saw Dane drinking one. Just saying.
You know
Thanks,
what? I've
man.
had a few, but Anthony drinks them.
Yeah, he drinks
all
quite
the time.
quite a bit of those, but we've been doing good. Our friends at Pepsi, they're going to be here sponsoring the Rap Institute event. So if you guys want to come on down, June 26th
Please do.
here, we're going to be having our little Rap Institute live. And
Come hang
it'll
out.
a
We're
fun
going to be
time.
giving
If you're
tours
late
of
for
the
the
Meridian
start,
Marmot
don't
Field.
worry.
Yeah.
Right, I'll
'Cause,
show you around there. Dane's gonna be showing off his backyard to the public for the
gonna be
first
great.
time.
Oh,
Which right now there's a demolition crew there. They are tearing that place down.
Dane, do you want me to drop off some of those marmots to help clean?
they might help.
They'll dig some
actually.
holes.
Just like a tax back
Dane
there.
walks
like,
out there and breaks his ankle.
Yeah,
Marmot holes.
marmots.
How much marmot could a marmot chuck if a marmot
Yeah,
chuck could?
Callie
chuck
would
a
love it.
marmot?
They'd be good fun for her.
Oh yeah. By the
Shiner-
way, speaking of demolition teams, that building over
That's
there
what
is
I'm
getting
saying.
Totally
Your
wrecked
backyard.
right now. Yeah.
It's getting torn down.
Shiny Light Detailing says, "Hey everyone,
What's up,
and
man?
Then we say G Davis says, "Somewhere in the Azores is a guy with a sweet red budget build Florida score."
He's really proud of it. Okay, guys.
That's actually that is probably one of you did. It was my favorite. When you did your DNA,
Yeah.
and then they send you a list of the people that you are related to, physically,
And you look
then
and you're
you
like,
found a
yep.
cousin,
Yeah.
that looks surprisingly like
Kind
you.
of
It was
disturbing how much.
a little freaky to see.
Like,
You
I'm like,
know,
oh my god, this is the Portuguese, like full Portuguese version of me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Crazy.
yeah, it was good
You're
stuff.
just a
so.
diluted
I
version.
don't doubt that there is someone in the Azores with a sweet red Florida
Yeah.
score.
It's definitely possible.
Let's see. He says, first from Puerto Rico says, Anthony, in Brazil, they have Guarana and
Guarana.
Portugal Brisa.
Ooh.
Anthony in Portugal is I don't know what he's saying.
He's saying that they have different flavors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dane, how come you drink guava nectar? I thought it was more of a Latin or Caribbean thing. Dane loves guava
I
nectar.
like
That's what
guava
he does.
nectar.
Yeah.
I have strange taste. Sorry.
Guava nectar is very
Nothing like
delicious.
nothing like.
Well,
sitting
I'm
in a
happy to hear you
massage
drink it
chair.
a lot there. I feel right at home.
Well, so when I went to what's it called? The oh my gosh, what do you call those islands? St. Thomas and all that. What's it called?
What?
The Caribbean.
Yeah.
When I went on the Caribbean, on the Oasis of the Sea.
Yes.
Went
On a cruise.
with a rich friend once, right?
Yes.
Went with him. We went
To the
through all
Caribbean.
those. Went through all those islands over there, whatever it was, on this Oasis of the Sea thing. We stopped by. We went. What's that called when you swing from the trees?
Rope swing.
Not rope swing. What's that called?
Zip line.
Zip lining, right?
okay.
Zip lining.
Yeah.
So we went zip lining on one of these islands, right? It was crazy, right? They didn't have cards or they didn't look at IDs or anything like that. It was weird, the weirdest thing ever. They were literally just giving people rum and guava juice. It was just like, hey,
Honestly, that sounds
like,
awesome.
They're like, pour yourself some rum and guava juice, but there was no limit to it,
Yeah.
right? And it was literally in this tree fort situation. So we're all like, okay. And I'm like,
So you're telling me you drank rum and guava in a tree fort with some other people?
yeah, but I'm
you
like,
didn't
Wouldn't
know.
you?
I'm 21. They didn't card me. My friend was like 19, whatever it was. They didn't card him. And so we were just pounding down this rum and guava juice. It was delicious. Then we went ziplining. Best time ever. There was monkeys in the trees. It was crazy, man.
I was scared. I was I was frightened when I went ziplining with the great Jason Rose.
Really?
On the Monster in
That's
Puerto Rico.
right.
Yeah.
That was scary. Just say that. I was frightened.
You have to wear gloves. You get your hand
did
sawed
have-
off.
Yeah, you don't want
I had to
that.
keep my hands like this, and I was worried that my glasses would fall off my face.
Oh no, my
Oh no! This
glasses.
was one of those ones where you have two gloves.
No,
and
mine
you're
you had to.
hanging
Yeah,
there,
so you did it
and
on the. You
and
did it on one of
like,
them coming back.
If you have to slow yourself down, you
yeah.
grab and you start slowing yourself down.
Now
with the
this
glove.
you just hang on and go for a ride.
Oh, that's
there's
and
terrifying.
you
just
get
no
up
way
to
to slow
about
down.
60 miles an hour.
Oh, I don't like that.
And the first one, they put you down on your belly. So you hold on like this.
So you're just looking down the
You're
whole
looking
time you're
straight down,
going.
You're like trying to keep your head up, and you're doing 70 miles an hour.
Oh yeah, that's great.
It's insane.
It's unnerving. No,
So-
I think first time I ever had guava was on a plane to Hawaii.
Ooh,
That's where I,
nice.
as a kid, and I was like,
Little-
"This is awesome."
little
And I've
guava
liked
and
guava nectar
coffee?
ever since.
Yeah.
right.
Kern's guava nectar?
Kearns is great. That's the one we have around here, most common.
Yeah.
But
Kearns.
no, definitely.
We got Richard Blackburn saying, is it necessary to wash wheel tire towels from drying towels separate? I use rags to riches. It's best if you can. If you can, please do.
Yeah. If not, you don't have to.
If not, you don't have to, but it's just a safety thing. Grant Hawtrey says, Levi having instant
withdrawal symptoms.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that was in reference to.
Symptoms.
Yeah. Clarify, Grant. Thank you, though. Yoshi, not sure why there's someone waiting in the Rap Institute live stream for the 26th, but they're in there.
They're
Good.
just excited.
Yeah,
They're
that's
just
cool.
excited. As am I.
G. Davis says, Dane briefly operated a guava nectar dude-only fertility clinic. Shine Your Light
I don't
Detailing
even
says,
know.
I left Minnesota after 55 years. That was
And
a
then what
long time in
happened?
Minnesota there, Shine. Brian, good day to you all. I got some Legend and Soul during the sale, so it'll be time for coating time for coating soon. What do you guys use for coating the trim, plastics, wheel wells, and engine? We don't coat anything under the engine usually, but you could use C4. You could use some of the C5, because that's all your plastics and stuff. But yeah, just kind of break it down based on what you're using, what your substrate is.
Yeah, you can use any of that, or you just motorplast the whole engine bay and call it good. But wheel wells, yeah, you could use wheel wells. I've done C4 and it holds up for pretty good, but try Solution Finish over the top, see how well that holds up, and then engine, yeah, the other recommendations.
Luke,
there's a lot of ways.
is the
So,
next
let
one.
me-
This
let me
is
address
a
Luke here.
great. This is a great post with a great picture of a cat.
Yes.
This
Luke
will
here-
not be uploaded to a decent podcast app.
So, Luke, I just want to address this very clearly. When we upload, it goes on to all the major platforms.
Yes.
You got Stitcher, you got Spotify, you got Google Play
iTunes.
Store, you got iTunes, Apple Podcasts. If there is somewhere beyond those that you want it to show up at, please, by all means, let us
Like
know,
Steve's
and we will do our
podcast
best
app.
to include ourselves on that platform. There are some times you have to get permission from the platform to appear there, but if there's something you use that you really like the app on, just let us know.
Yeah.
So, you could ask nicely or you could complain, but either way, hey, we wanted to reach you. It just shows you're interested in the podcast. and
Appreciate
we'll
it,
take
man. Brian,
have
also,
Brian.
what about the exterior glass besides the windshield? PNS recommended View for all the glass, which doesn't make sense to me. So, View is very safe and easy to use on all the glass. You can use it on all the glass. It's designed for the front windshield, so feel free to use it on the front windshield. But you can use it on all the glass. You can also use Legend or Soul on all the other glass except for the front windshield. So, do it that way. Meridian Marmot saying Ego 580 blower.
Yeah.
Loves it. It's the best blowjob that Marmot's ever received.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
True J,
747.
747. Go ahead.
Will ONR make my towels hydrophobic if not washed right? Not at all.
Nope.
Literally not possible.
Nope. There's
Cameron
nothing in there to
Messina.
make it.
If I have a tinted windshield, full windshield, do I still need to apply UV protection to my dash? Cameron, it doesn't hurt. I think most of the time it's just good to have that dash not getting dried out over time.
And Cameron, you can't. I've owned that Elantra for 16 years.
Yeah.
The dash cracked.
Well, it's a Elantra.
But I've put every single protection product known to man
I know.
And it still
since
didn't stop it.
2006 to 2021,
Yeah.
and it's still cracked.
It had to be more than just UV. It was the heat,
Yeah,
the expansion,
there's
contraction,
lots of,
other
there's,
stuff.
it's
There's
gonna
a
be the
lot
heat,
of
it's
stuff.
the cold. Here's the deal, Cameron. Use matte dash from G-Technic. I think for you, I think that makes the most sense for the overall look, the
Yes.
feel, the antimicrobial properties, and then it's just the simplicity of the product.
Yeah.
You're going to need the UV inhibitors in there. Just use that. I think
And
you'll
a
be
tinted
happy.
windshield, honestly, will help.
Yeah,
And
tinted windshield. will help.
Cameron, on your Audi, is it a plastic dash up there or is it leather wrapped or what's
You know
on
what
there?
else? Get yourself one of them $20 dash mats.
I mean,
Put that on
that's
there.
inexpensive,
Take
but
the Velcro
effective tool.
glue, stick it on there, get it all so that when it gets hot, it smears and it messes up and it slides back and forth.
Levi's very good at finding like the slightly better shaped ones. I didn't have so much luck finding ones I thought would work.
That's not
I
true,
ended up
Dane. That's not
returning
true.
it.
Mine has shrunk in the Elantra due to
Oh.
heat, so now it doesn't fully fit on the dash. It's very strange. Also, all the stitching has bleached out,
Maybe that's because it was $20.
probably. And then the Suburbans never seem to quite fit properly. It's still got a lot of
That's
waves in
why
it.
The place I ordered
gotta-
from claimed it was custom made for
Listen,
my
not
vehicle, but it was
custom
As somebody that suffers from a cracked dash in the worst way possible,
worst way physically
Dodge Ram
possible.
dash.
literally the Dodge Ram
The
dash
worst
is the worst.
second-gen dash.
Yeah,
Oh.
I just got my it's my dash cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a whole new plastic dash. That just
It's just a
right over the
fake
top.
dash you put on top of
And
your
it's
dash.
amazing because people see it and they go, "Wow, your dash is in such good shape." I'm like, "Oh no, don't lift that up."
look under there.
Right?
If they lift it up, it's going to be like a bag of potato
like the
chips.
Ark of the
It's gonna
Covenant, you
break
just
all
open it
off.
up.
I epoxied that damn thing on that cracked dash. I literally grabbed so much of that glue. I'm like, this is never coming off.
Oh, yeah.
Ever. Stuck that thing
Seal
on.
that.
Good to
Nice.
go. Ricky Cologne coming in with, I checked out the Dr. Keller chip system at SDC last weekend. Anthony, I believe you mentioned in the past you are not much of a fan compared to others.
Oh my gosh, Ricky.
Any specifics?
Anthony is a ambassador for
He's
Dr.
literally
Keller
like
chips.
the
The
Dr.
video,
Keller chip
the
guy.
video of
Ambassador,
Anthony
that's kind of
installing it on
vulgar.
Dane's Volvo is the exact same training video Dr. Keller Chip uses
It's the
for
video
their
they
sales
use.
representatives on how to use it, where I clap myself in and out, and Anthony takes it.
So, Ricky, Dr. Keller chip is that is the system for
It's your
me.
favorite.
That is my favorite. It is the one that I have spent far too long trying to perfect because I think it's that good.
But
I
see,
think it's
maybe
worth
this
learning.
is where he's getting a little mixed up. Is maybe because your particular technique you use is different than some other people's. So you use the product, but you use it in a very way that's specific to you.
Well, he
Yeah,
uses
well,
about
no,
the same
I
way.
use it in the same
Uses
way.
it as
I
directed.
just I use it in a way that I've gotten so used to the way that paint works
Yeah,
in that system.
you understand
that
it
I can read it well and I can know when I need to add more or add less and
Mm-hmm.
take it away and wipe it down. So it is the best. It is like I did the white my white. I don't know what car it was, but there was a white
You
car.
did a
I
white
did.
car recently.
I did a white car recently, not mine. And
I was worried that it was going to be too yellow.
Yeah, and I showed everybody
Yeah.
the before and after, and everybody's like, "Oh my god! Like you
Yeah.
really you can't find them anymore." I
No,
mean, if
it's
you were
effective.
to really look hard, I mean, maybe you could find them, but it's just an amazing system. I think the price is perfect for it. Always have a vial on hand, and it's what I do before people get PPF done. I'll go and do rock chip repair for them. They get PPF laid over the top. I'll do it for people that are really particular. I did it just this last weekend on that Red Z06. And I spent a lot of time on that, but it's a really good system, and the chips are a permanent fix. And I can't emphasize that enough. It is a permanent fix. They are a lifetime fix on that chip. That is a polishable.
Yeah, I was gonna say
paint
we
chip.
have polished over the spots that we filled.
only thing it didn't
within
work
an
on-
hour or two of putting them in there.
The
And
only thing it
worked
didn't
fine.
work on, Optimum Clear Coat Restore.
Yeah, well, solvent to stick onto the existing
Dissolved.
paint.
It dissolved
pulled
it.
it right off.
Yeah.
But
That was exciting.
it,
But
um,
that's the only time.
But that's a very
Well,
different
and we have to
animal.
remember
Yeah.
too is that with Dr. Keller chip, right? You don't have to have a primer, you don't have to have a base, you don't have to have a clear, because that's the biggest problem with this other,
Yes.
crazy method of Dr. Keller or chip repair is that some people think they can just take base coat and blob it in over
You can't.
a
Nope.
sanded area and then put a little bit of clear and then call it good and level it and polish it. It doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. I've done it and it doesn't stick properly, and that chip can fall out because what will happen is the first time that summer day comes after filling that chip, right, you have the expansion and you have the contracting of the heat within that chip, right? So that chip can actually just literally pop out. It'll fall out. And the
Correct.
first time it gets too cold, first time it gets too hot, and it will not stick. Or that Dr. Keller chip stuff, it just melds in with the rest of the...
It levels very
and
nicely.
it levels nicely. And I can build it up to where I can get it to where it's almost seamless.
Normal touch of paint does not behave that way at all.
That's just my opinion.
Ask
G.
about my
Davis.
Montero.
Shout out to Levi. I was having a horrific lunch with my family today. I left during the appetizers.
Oh my
I went
God.
into the local supermarket and was shocked to find Baja Blast on the shelves.
Wow, it's
Thank
not
you,
just for Taco Bell
MOS.
anymore.
Here's the deal.
Something horrible and left during the appetite.
Here's the deal.
So funny.
G. Davis called me up and let me know that was something he really, really wanted. And so one of the things that I did was that I wanted to let him know that I was on it.
Okay.
I take care of my friends. I let them know that whatever they need. So made a few phone calls, and I was able to procure a large shipment of Baja Blast to his closest supermarket based on the geo fencing location that I have placed upon him.
Wow.
Wow.
So really great. Really thankful.
props.
Again, this is a reason why we buy Pepsi, ladies and gentlemen.
Because we have the power.
We have the power to be able to enact change for good.
Yeah,
in
I like
others.
that.
I'm happy to hear that. And William Quintana here has a question about his 13 Ultima.
Has been polished a handful of times in its life. Unfortunately, the paint feels heavily oxidized as of recently. I need to compound, but should I worry about burning through clear? No.
Maybe.
No, I mean, you should,
Maybe.
maybe, but here's the deal.
Maybe.
Just watch it. Keep an eye on it. Don't go too heavy. You know, realistically, like one of the low lint wool pads or a coarse wool pad, and honestly, DA cut would work just fine. DA coarse, the Rupes coarse, or even last cut, and that pad, you'll be able to compound pretty well and not have too much of an issue burning through clear. Just be careful. Jun Chen saying, are seatbelts made of vinyl or plastic? And Porsche has a special material for seats called Sport Tex. Is it vinyl or fabric? Thank you. So seatbelts are fabric. They're woven. And Sport Tex, I don't know what fabric that is.
I'm going to take a wild guess. It's just a brand name on a otherwise normal.
I'm assuming that it's
material.
a vinyl or leather is what it is. And because they're trying to make it a little more sporty or more durable type
Sure,
of...
but you definitely wouldn't want to pick something prone to cracking or tearing or any of those
True.
things.
I don't know, June. We'll have to take a look and find out. Hans says, use a Rupes claw tool. Okay. And then Umberto says, Levi, I recognize that beep from the Dexcom. You're right, man. Popeye Ruby saying, after washing the microfiber towels, what's the best way to store them? Also, what car dryer do you recommend for a low budget? The Toro blower is great for car budgets. It's only $59 at Home Depot. And then also totes. Go to Home Depot, pick up some totes, some see-through totes. Put your towels in there. That's the best way to store them. You can pick out different colors. You can pick out different towels.
Yep.
You can stack them and store them. That's what Anthony uses in his garage. And Anthony is also a big fan of the Toro F700
If
blower.
you
I have
were
an ego
tired
blower.
of
said
cords
it's the
in
best.
walls
The best.
holding you back, then maybe you say Torno and you get yourself an ego.
I like that,
Oh,
Dane.
Torno. Wow.
Are they paying you to say that?
No, I
Seems
just
like they
felt
are.
like saying words and they came out. Richard.
Any tips for getting pads even more dry after using a pad washer? I feel like no matter how much I spin them on speed 6, they're still wet and fling.
So you can take a towel.
Rupes
You can
LHR
take,
15
you can
Mark
take a
III for
microfiber
reference.
towel onto the back of or to the bottom of the foam, and you can hold that towel there to absorb some of the moisture. Sometimes I'll run my finger along it just to kind of squeegee out some of the water. Another thing you can do is just take it off and then just blot dry the pad after you spin it with a microfiber towel, and then call it good.
Here's the other thing. If you have a rotary, throw them on a rotary. Crank that bad boy up. Sling them out even more. Second.
Or
if you have air.
Just
pour them
compressed
out
air.
with the pad.
Blow out
compressed
the
air.
water with the pad. Yeah, the compressed air.
Done. Hans. Beard looks great, Dane. Dane, how's your beard looking so fresh?
Oh, you know the beard struggle helps?
Yeah, my friends over there, use the code Levi15. Gets you 15% off.
We
any of
literally
the
don't
balms
know
and
if that
oils.
code is still active.
It is, because I've been
It worked
collecting
for me.
I've been collecting them commission checks.
Have you really?
Made $5 last month.
No way. Is that in-store credit or is that like a PayPal?
It's actually sent to my PayPal.
Wow.
Impressive. So go to thebeardstruggle.com. Use the code Levi15. You too can get some wondrous beard oils and balms and combs and brushes and all kinds of stuff.
Well, Dane, the Zeus thing is finally starting to happen for you. With
it's
getting there.
It's starting to come
work
out.
its way out. So we'll see.
It's literally redefining your jawline.
Thank God. Lord knows I can't do that myself. So thanks, Harry. Okay.
If I can't have a new jaw, I will make my own.
Huzzah! All right, Claude, asking the question that I have to tell you right now is not the question you need to ask yourself. Ooh. What cocktail of chemicals would you recommend in a Tornador gun? Interior, wheels, engine compartment. Here's the deal, Claude. If you like breathing and you like life, you will only put water inside your Tornador gun. Reason being, it atomizes every single one of those chemicals and it puts it in the air. If you don't want to drink it, don't put it in your Tornador. Plain and simple. So,
question, Levi.
Only use water.
So, if you were to breathe in Tornador chemicals, right, from being atomized and being aerated, on the air, you're breathing in, would you rather do that or would you rather breathe in ozone? Yes, pick one. Pick one.
Wow.
Pick one. What are you breathing in?
I feel like I would go for ozone because it would kill me faster. I wouldn't have to breathe it as much.
Man,
couple
never again.
no breaths.
I
ozone.
literally haven't ran that ozone since that last time, man. I felt so sick. That sucked. Never again will I ever do that.
Does O&R kind of fall into that gray
Yes.
area?
If you don't feel like drinking it,
If you wouldn't drink it, don't breathe
put it in it. Don't
Yeah,
breathe it.
simple
So
enough.
it's and there's too many guys. I see this. They go,
yeah.
they get their Tornador, and the first thing they do, fill it full of Power Clean.
Oh, yeah,
Straight,
get that APC in there.
blast it.
Works wonders.
They blast
Wow,
the
this
door
works
panel.
great.
They
Yeah,
blast the
works
seats. They're
wonders.
like, man, look how good this cleans. Because
What it did to your
does.
seats
It
is doing
cleans
inside of you, too.
amazing. But what they don't realize, just putting water in that tool and doing that does the exact same thing.
Yeah, but
The difference
the
is,
placebo effect is
oh
so...
man, no, I had a guy literally. Today's his birthday, actually. Tell me about how he got a Tornador.
Oh, yeah.
Put some APC in it. Was like, man, that thing has changed the way I detail it. Cleans so good. And the buddy that was helping him goes,
Careful
yeah,
how much it
I
changes
didn't
and
like
someone
it.
else will
I
be
threw
running."
up. And I
Oh,
threw
no.
up 3 times while we were cleaning because I couldn't breathe.
Yeah,
And he's like, yeah, that was weird. I don't understand. And I go, it's because
understand
you're
it.
not supposed to be putting that toxic of a pH chemical. You're at a high pH chemical that you were just spraying in the air, and the other one was having to breathe it.
Creating
And
a
he's
vor-
like, well, I just
vortic-
held my breath.
vortices into your lungs.
It hits your eyes, it hits your nose, it's bad. So,
Jeez.
water only.
Yes. So, last one here. Hiram
Hiram.
saying, how's it going from
What's
HDL
up, man?
Detailing in San Diego? Well, you tell you what we're doing. We're going to break. That's where it's going.
We'll be right back.
So, we'll be right back.
Hello, and welcome to a promo for our new series called Satisfying Saturdays. Now, what are Satisfying Saturdays? Well, I'll tell you. They're a little bit of audio, a little bit of video, put together in a satisfying combination while we do some sort of detailing on the side there, you could say. It's ASMR adjacent. So it's not going to be perfect ASMR, but it's mostly just going to be sounds of brushes and foam and water and detailing products. Just a very satisfying combination of all the things you love about detailing without any of the, noise that you don't want to have in there, right?
Oh, that didn't sound good.
Something you can just relax to, put on in the background. I don't care how you watch it, I just care that you watch it. So, that's really all there is to say about it. Check it out, I think you'll enjoy it.
Hey guys, Levi with the Rag Company. Have you ever wondered what it takes to turn a car from a 0 to a hero? Have you ever wondered, can you buy a car and fix it back up and then resell it for a lot more money? Well, if those are the questions you've been asking, have I got the show for you. That's right. We here at the Rag Company bought ourselves a project car, and over the course of the next year, we're going to be doing all kinds of cool stuff to it. We're going to be polishing it. We're going to be cleaning it. We're going to be putting new parts on it, fixing the wheels, fixing the interior, fixing the dings, fixing the dents, fixing the clear coat, all that stuff. We're going to even be cleaning the windows. Can you believe it? And we are going to be finding lots of fun parts to put on, kind of personalize it, and make it our own. That's right, it's TRC Rex. That's what we've been calling it, and it's a pretty rad little car. And we're hoping to turn it from a 0 into a hero.
Hey guys, Anthony with the Rag Company, and have you checked out our Instagram? You haven't? You have. I'm not really sure, but it is arguably the most entertaining Instagram page of all time. It's hilarious. There's tons of cool towel posts and detailing products, and I'm not really selling this, am I? Not really? Okay. Well, it's a really cool page where we post a ton of sale content as well as cool pictures of new products and new releases and kind of everything we do there. And we also host the Grand Ambassador program on there as well, which is our take on a sponsorship. Now, to learn more about the Grand Ambassador program, just check out the link down below in the description and it'll take you to one of the main pages that kind of talks about the program and what we do, but is ultimately our take on a sponsorship. And we've had plenty of Grand Ambassadors watching this show with you right now. So you can check out our Instagram in the links below. Make sure to check it out. Give us a follow. I think that you're really going to like it.
Hello, 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 and welcome back from the break. I'm Dane Hennen. To my right, Levi Gates.
Hey, what's up, man?
And to my left, Anthony Fisher.
Yo, yo.
With a lollipop of sorts.
So we're back. Start of the second hour.
Yes.
Q&A Thursday. I wanted to bring up something real quick.
Yeah, what you got?
So, on Reddit, on the detailing subforum on Reddit, a guy wrote yesterday, posted pictures of, and I was telling Anthony about this, posted pictures of, basically tried to do some correction on his car.
Okay.
That correction didn't go as planned, so to speak.
Okay, that happens.
He's trying to get into the world of detailing and wanted to try and he's working on his brother's car and he wants to get some skills. So he's doing some family and friends cars so he can get ready to do this as a business. Now, he has a Swirl Killer 15.
Okay.
He had bought some Hex Logic pads from Chemical Guys. He was using Meguiar's 105 and 205.
Okay.
But what he was having problems with was we wasn't able to get proper correction out. And he was really, really frustrated with that. So I reached out on Reddit and just let him know, hey, man, I'd love to walk you through a process or some steps or give you some ideas on how you can kind of work on and train some of those things.
Yeah.
But it's something that I noticed that a bunch of guys below him also wrote questions and answers, and not everybody was correct, right? Everybody tried, and it was nice to see that no one was, flaming him or calling him out on anything.
Was full of a lot of people who were learning too.
They were trying, but they were also apprentices, I would say, and didn't have a lot of knowledge on why it wasn't working. A lot of guys were like, oh, just don't use that product.
Right, because that's the easy go-to.
Right. Other guys were saying, it's your fault for buying Chemical Guys pads. It's your fault for buying Meguiar's.
You should have bought
you should have bought
Sonax
this.
or
You should have
some
bought
other-
that.
yeah.
Or you should have bought this. And that doesn't...
That's not gonna help him
always,
today.
It doesn't always apply. But what it does is there's basic fundamentals when you're compounding or polishing a vehicle. Another thing that he said was, I really hoped I'd get 90% correction, but I feel like I only got 2% correction. I feel like sometimes this industry, the newcomers and the folks that are really getting their hands on it, assume that a paint correction means 100% correction.
Because social media.
Because of that. What they don't know is that true paint correction is only ever achievable at maybe 80, 90% at the most. That
Start
last
running out of paint
10%,
eventually.
that last 10% is extremely hard and is only reserved for folks that have multiple coats of clear on their vehicle and
Jason
have
Kilmer clients.
and have fully wet sanded those cars starting with 600 grit and working their way up. Those are the only times you can even get, and even then, it's not always achievable.
And I'm sure I fully expect to see comments pouring in well, actually, you'll hear that a lot.
You've got to remember there are always going to be nicks and things and defects in paint. We were just working on a boat out here, Anthony and I. We've spent the last 3 days working on this 25-foot Mastercraft that we have here that's black and white.
It shows.
I rotaried a lot of defects out of it, and Anthony came behind me and polished a lot of those defects out. There was one defect that neither of us noticed because of the way it was and the angle in which that panel is and the color and the lighting. We could feel it. We couldn't see it with our eyes. When we got down to it today, we noticed it just because of the way I don't know if the morning light or what, maybe our eyes were a little different today. We noticed some heavy pigtailing on the side of that thing that neither of us noticed when we were in the cutting and polishing process. And no matter how good your eyes are, how good your lighting is, you won't notice that either. And our course of action, we probably could have gone through and hit it with some sandpaper, sanded it down, cut it back out. But you know what? This boat's going to get used, and it already had a layer of coating on it.
Yeah.
So we'd have to remove that section of coating, sand it, compound it, polish it, try and get it out. We wouldn't probably have gotten it out.
You'd be removing more clear than you really would ever need to.
the client
Yeah.
would look at this boat today, right now, they will be very impressed at the level of correction and the coating that is on that boat right now, sitting out there. They walk out and go, wow, this is amazing. Anthony and I know that that's really, truly, we didn't get any of the underside done. We didn't climb under with our creepers and polish the underside of the boat. We only polished the sides.
Spoiler alert, it's a boat. It
Well,
goes in the water. You're
yeah.
never going to see the underside unless you're swimming under it.
Right.
And at
But-
which point, who cares?
So based on that calculation, Dane, what would you believe the correction level to be
As a customer or as a detailer?
as a detailer?
Okay. I mean, all things considered, I've seen it. To me, it looked like you guys corrected it, 60 to 75%?
Yeah.
I think
I
that's
think that's about
realistic.
fair.
Yeah.
Because we didn't do the underside, and there's a good 1 foot section that needs more work.
But your 75% is a normal, non-detailer brained human's 90%?
Correct.
Or even
Yep.
100%
Yeah,
in
so
many cases.
just something I wanted to
Yeah.
bring to the attention that there are a lot of. So one thing that you guys can do to rectify that: attend training events, attend, get together with other detailers, work together. If you're in an area and you don't have any training events coming up, find other detailers in your area and learn from them. Ask, hey man, I just want to learn some skills, some tricks, some tips.
Sure.
Do that stuff. Get to know. Start a group. Create a Facebook group. Get in a Facebook group and find out guys in your area. Go to our Rag Company podcast discussion group on Facebook and tell them where you're from. That you need help. There are a lot of detailers in a lot of different areas that you might find are exactly in the space you're
It's
in.
a big club, and you can be in it.
I just wanted to get that out there just to let people know, remind you that that's one of the big things. You got to work with other people and you got to learn. You've got to learn. Otherwise, you're going to be floating for a long time, and I was one of those guys for a long time. It's not fun. Yeah. So, Pedro Mendoza, thoughts on Koshemi? We sell it. You should buy it. Richard Blackburn, if using rags to riches, is it still recommended to wash wheel? We already answered that one.
Yep.
Laser Mob. I just got a 15 millimeter polisher with a 5-inch backing plate. Can this one polisher get most surfaces on the car? Yes. What can I do about those tighter areas without purchasing a smaller polisher? You got to
Hand
learn. You got to learn how to
polishing.
handle that machine. You got to hand polish or pick yourself up a cheaper polisher and put a 3-inch backing plate on it. You can do that as well. You'll be amazed at what you can get into that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then he says, can I polish over tape? Yes, but try to stay away from it as much as you can because what happens is you'll curl the edges.
Yeah.
David Cervantes is also sorry for stirring the pot on the Rinseless washes, but this is a great conversation.
No, it was a great conversation. I'm
We
glad you
needed
did.
somebody to do it. Mo Dizzle says, I hear you all rave so much about Casey Fresh Up that I'll be purchasing a bottle on my next TRC order. I stopped using odor neutralizers years ago after bad experiences on mats with other brands. I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
G. Davis says, Cervantes, you'll have to send a ton more candy to make up for this. And then McBain,
Oh.
Graham, hey guys, good evening from Scotland. When you're using Solution Finish, would you use it before or after polishing?
Yeah.
What do you think, Anthony?
The trim?
I don't know. He's just saying polishing.
If he's polishing
just
the
in
trim
general?
and then applying it, I would do it
So-
before polishing.
Oh man, because that's kind of hard. Because basically, if you do it after polishing, right, and you get a little bit of solution finish onto the paint, you have to wipe it off. Might be pretty easy. Honestly, actually, really easy to wipe it off. Versus you do it before, then you have the possibility, unless you retape the trim, which you might have a hard time sticking the tape to freshly solution finished trim. You know, and you might hit that.
I'd
trim
probably
with the
do
compound.
it. I'd probably do it after you polish.
I think I'd do it after. I think I'd do it after.
I think I'd
Because
tape
then,
off.
because then you're not touching it anymore and
Yeah.
it's setting up.
Plus, you can go at it with panel wipe or paint coating, surface prep, or something. You can wipe everything down.
Yep. But
Okay.
With
we're
that.
gonna
makes
say
more sense.
after.
When I heard it, I thought he was talking about polishing the trim and then applying solution finish.
Maybe is, but the point is, do it after polishing.
We got Les Schwab coming in here and
Oh,
says,
Les Schwab.
this is why I love my Expel PPF. Bugs melt right off.
There you go. Alkaline saying, today we learned the phrase best rinseless wash is a trigger word for TRC, possibly more so than foaming O&R. And then how to trigger TRC N914 is better. Just play it, fellas. Thanks, Ken.
Hey, to each
And
their own.
Despacho, oh no, rinseless wash hot talk.
This is a while ago.
Tad saying, I installed Inspiration on a Ram 3500 this weekend. I used Sidney Gwynn's technique, and it was such a great experience.
Excellent.
Good.
Pleasurable.
Awesome. Pleasurable.
Yeah.
Phil Bloom, hi from Wiltshire, UK. Hope everyone's well. Hey, Phil, thank
Hey,
you.
right back.
Appreciate it. And then Aaron's, are we having a rinseless beef war? Man, rinseless beef sounds delicious.
I don't want to get into
prefer my
these
beef
war
rinsed,
talks, but it's like I see it so, guys. I literally live on social media and I see it all the time
Every day.
I don't have it in me to type out this full thing every time I see it because it's this long explanation.
You just need a copy.
So when I get on here, I just unleash.
You gotta uncork it every once in a while. You gotta release the pressure valve.
Let it all out.
You're like an Instapot.
For what it's worth, I love McKee's as a brand. I think McKee's is fantastic. I think it's literally just this conversation that just gets me.
Yeah.
You can like multiple things.
Yeah.
It's okay.
G. Davis says, I read in the Idaho Statesman that 3 women in Boise were spontaneously impregnated after watching Juan's TikTok. Rectangle
just
says,
laughing
what
at
it
it.
do, baby? What it do?
Hey.
Rectangle, what's up? Killer Cam, foo. OG, is it just me or Nissan KH3 black paint really difficult to finish out? Any pad or polish recommendations? A white Rupes foam with Uno Pure.
Or hyper polish.
Cameron Messina, Anthony cracks me up. Curious to see the blow off.
Well.
G. Davis says, welcome back, Rectangle.
Welcome.
Richard Wakefield, I will buy one instantly if you make more Eagle blankets. We would love to.
I think a lot of people would, now that they know they exist.
Rectangle says, hey, G, missed you guys. Hope you're doing good, man. And then Cameron, my wife heard you guys mention the Eagle blanket and is now demanding an Eagle blanket.
Cameron,
Thanks, guys.
this blanket would eat your wife.
It is bigger than her.
It is bigger than her.
That is a sentence.
It is bigger than his wife.
Oh, my.
It is bigger than his wife. I think it's probably weighs more than his wife.
I think so. It would literally engulf her.
He would be trapped.
I lost her.
Oh, no. Some people have
trapped.
disappeared in the
A
blankets.
disappearing blanket.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, happy
considerable.
late belated birthday to Callie.
Yes.
G. Davis, if you kidnap Luke Berge, Poultry Entertainment, International LLC will negotiate its release with an Eagle blanket.
Wow.
Also, your Jersey bug scrubber is a lot thinner than I thought it would be, but it is very beneficial. This thing just eats the bugs. Bug remover is just for those when I don't want to deal with old bugs. Good point.
And it's still very friendly on your paint.
Yep. Even just O&R on its own and a microfiber towel works amazing on bugs.
Yeah.
Justin, just want to say thank you guys for bringing the detailing community together to share product info and laughs every week. We listen live at the detail shop, and these always keep us entertained. Thanks, man. We try.
I'm happy to hear that. Glad
Thank you guys for
enjoy it.
listening. David Cervantes, mango nectar is far more superior.
I love mango. Don't get me wrong.
I'm a mango man.
Is that
you know
what's
why?
so good?
What?
Mango is the taste of bead maker.
It is.
That's not the reason why you love
It
mango.
tastes like bead maker smells.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Ricky Clone says Virgin Islands. So is that where I went? The Virgin Islands? Is that what it's called?
It's looking that way.
Maybe.
Okay.
And then he said, Umberto says, yes, the monster, is awesome. Then G. Davis, the Chimp Ranch of Nampa has guava drinking monkeys on zip lines.
That sounds like a good time.
Oh my God. That is a sentence right there.
Wow. Today's full of
Brandon
them.
has a Peugeot 504 restoration in progress. What would you do with it? I'd drive it when you're done. I don't.
Clean it up, man. Make
polish
it
up.
Yeah,
clean.
have fun with
Replace anything with junkyard parts that you can find.
That's right.
Get that thing back in
Junkyard
tip-toe
parts,
shape.
new windshield, and start cleaning it
That's
up.
the beauty of a French car. It's
Watch
quirky.
people watch you drive. We have always faded 23. Well, that's fine. Says, as a new detailer in the field, I'm having trouble taking care of my towels. I know another towel question. Is it okay to wash drying towels twistress after every use, or how many uses? I could wash a towel with after every use if you can. I mean,
If you're doing a load of laundry, just do it.
If I finish up a full detail or a wash or whatever it is, and I've collected a handful of things, I'll wash them right then and there on the spot. However, if I feel like, okay, I don't have enough to do a load right now, I'll set them out on my shelf and I'll say, okay, I'll wait till the next wash or whatever it may be. Drying towels, some people use them over and over again. If you're drying off a clean car, it's not that big of a deal. But if you're using a drying aid or something like that, then it's best to wash them, because if you're using a twistress and using bead maker, I'd get that thing into rags to riches as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So, Adam Hancock, Levi.
Would it be all right to pressure wash the engine bay on a 2006 Silverado without causing any damage? I plan on using Koch APC diluted 1:4 and Motorplast. Yes. You are totally fine. Literally, spray APC on it, pressure wash it, spray your APC on, or spray Motorplast on, you're good. Like, that is one of the easiest engine bays to clean.
It's rad.
Grant Hawtrey, Levi having that first taste of that drink.
Oh, that's what he was talking about withdrawal
Yeah.
symptoms. You just have to
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's like someone put water in me.
It's like, oh, whoa.
David says also, I have noticed iTunes does not go much past 2020 at all for your podcast, so I can't go back to the start.
So I'll let you in on a little secret. Here on the Rag Company YouTube channel, this is our original, our main channel. It's got the most subscribers and all that. If you go back in our back catalog, you can find the older episodes. Also, to make it easier, you can simply go to our playlist, find the Rag Company podcast playlist, and then scroll to the very beginning, and they're all there in order. And the beauty of it is, if you want a link to the audio, you can find it in the description on each episode.
Yeah.
So links to the audio. They were originally based on a platform called Shout Engine, but it stopped working, so we moved on to other platforms. But yeah, that's why you can't necessarily find them.
Yep.
We're trying to fix it. But
There you go.
yeah, that's how you find them.
Richard Wakefield, View versus G1 for window coatings.
They're both good.
Yeah, they're both good. Window coatings are hard because the difference between like the G-Technic ones is they have different speed breaks, meaning that if you're like 30 and below, water will roll off, but in some other coatings you have to be 50 and up for the water to really break off the windshield. So that's kind of the hard part with the glass coatings is not all of them have the right break method, but all of them provide protection. All of them allow bugs to be removed easier from your glass, and they all give you a little more wind resistance and help somewhat prevent rock chips because it changes the contact angle of the product. So Cameron Messina, it's a leatherish one. Not quite sure what the material is. Too hard to be leather, too soft to be plastic, maybe a type of rubber, possibly on your dash.
Yeah, it's probably, kind of a leathery. We got Phil.
Guys, just curious, and please bear with me. If I wash a car with O&R and prior to drying, I apply a drying aid like Turtle Wax, Hybrid Solutions, Ceramic Wet Wax, or a quick detailer, will it impact on the end result? No. So, O&R, then you use one of those Turtle Wax products as a drying aid, shouldn't have any issues. Rectangle says, crack Jash, cries a S-chassis owner.
Oh, speaking of S-chassis dashes,
Well,
we
you know,
actually have a video where we're going to be working on one.
Yeah, it's
in the
basically
not-too-distant
exactly
future.
like my car. That's what an S-chassis. I don't know if you guys knew that. The
No,
Hyundai
it's
Elantra.
it's not. No, an S-chassis
That's
is
actually a different company.
exactly-
is a drift
the
missile,
same.
rear-wheel drive.
It's exactly the same. Sounds just like my car.
So rest assured,
The
we
Elantra?
actually have a real S-chassis dash
Exactly
that's gonna
like
get
that.
worked on
Exactly
in a
like an
video.
S-chassis. Yep, exactly. Same kind of car, actually. Just don't have to pay the drift tax, so to
Oh,
speak.
well, that is nice.
Ridiculous. Hey, gang, I was
Helps when
just
the rear wheels
chatting
are
with
powered.
Dabbler details about my wife's new Edge ST having water spots on the B-pillar. Since dealers are so great with washing, I got some MDR and some Car Pro Spotless. And what's the next video? I saw that Levi, Dan, and Ivan about using it on a polisher if it's so bad, but I was nervous about that epoxy. Also, going to CSL EXO the car, so after I polish the pillars, is it safe to coat? Yes. You can use MDR on those. Slow speed on a random orbital. You can use it. Just know that sometimes MDR is very light in terms of its capability of removing mineral deposits. So just be careful with that. I would make sure I used any other type of water spot remover. And also, you got to remember, the epoxy on those B-pillars is not very strong. And so if you've waited too long, even though it's brand new, there's a good possibility those water spots have etched their way in.
Yeah.
So I would probably polish them out, and then I would actually just wrap them in PPF
Amen.
is what I would do.
I like that. Ricky Cologne says, apologies, I stand corrected. Yes, I must have confused what I heard before. I was wondering because for this whole time, I was there talking to Tony from Dr. Color Chip. I kept thinking, this is awesome. Yes. I know Tony very well from Dr.
Tony
Color Chip.
Pando,
Yep,
good friend of the
Tony-
rag company.
Tony Pando, yeah. And so we're very well acquainted with each other, and so Tony's a good guy. So Despacho says, what happens when you put CSL on a matte clear? Despacho, it just darkens the matte a little bit. So basically you can see that it kind of I wouldn't say it satin. It doesn't turn it to satin. It deepens it. Yes, that is the look I would say. So I got when I was doing my bike, I hit a ring of the matte silver paint on my bike, and it deepened that area. And I thought, oh, well, that's it looked pretty good in that particular area. So I thought, okay, maybe I can do this on the whole tank, and it'll still look universal. Decon Detailing: how does one convince their spouse to allow you to buy more and better equipment for detailing? Ooh, that's a good question. Any tips, Levi and Anthony?
So, when I had my shop, I didn't tell my wife any of the stuff that I bought because she didn't care about my business in the sense that as long as I was coming home with a paycheck and things were getting paid, she was cool.
The business, it's not your house.
So the business, I was making those choices because I needed to work faster, easier, and all that stuff. I can make more money. Now at home, I don't have every piece of equipment that I used to have at my detail shop. So, like purchase of the steamer recently, $120 using the Amazon link.
And what steamer was that?
The McCullough 1275. Yes.
Steamer.
So I watched an All Day Anthony video. He was using it, and I just went to that video. There's a little Amazon link right there. I just clicked on it.
Yeah, he was like blowing out the vents of a
Yeah,
Civic.
it's great.
And,
So
Really
anyway,
enjoyed that,
so if you guys are looking for a great steamer, pick that up. Go to that All Day Anthony video. I think it's something like interior Civic cleaning ultimate or something.
You'll know.
Anyway,
strange.
but if you go there, click on that link and pick up that McCullough. It's a great deal.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's $120 that I'm buying out of my money that's going to be in my garage to be used on cars. So I don't convince my wife, hey, let me buy that. I usually just buy it.
Because it's not
But
being
I'm not the
treated
guy-
like a toy. You're using it to make more money. So,
Yes. But I'm not the guy that spends money.
I
Put it
need
that
this
way.
$4,000 post lift that doesn't even fit
I
in our
don't
garage.
do that. I do.
Yeah.
I'm always $100 is like my max. If I can't spend more than that, I'm not going to do it. Now, everything I do, I have to make money on. So when I detail a car, usually what I do is I walk in with the cash and I hand it to my wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I make $200 on a weekend and I detail a car or $300, I walk in and I put the cash and I go, here you go. She goes, what's this for? I was like, oh, that's the money I made from detailing that car. She's like, oh, cool, thanks.
Yeah.
I don't do it every time, but I, maybe one out of every 4 details, I just hand the money over to my wife. It keeps her happy because she's like, oh, what's this
Get
for?
yourself
Oh,
something
whatever you need for the
nice.
kids, whatever we need to do. Get yourself something nice. Call it pretty money. But the point is, that's kind of what I do. So it might be different for Anthony, but my stuff makes money. I feel you're the same way as me sometimes.
That exasperation in his voice.
Exactly what I do.
It seems like you mostly just
really
buy
nothing else to say there, right, guys?
cars instead of products.
Oftentimes I just use this old thing.
This has been
this
here
has been here
forever.
forever. I've had this for a long time now. Or I just
We
typically
call that the
do.
overlook.
Yeah.
Listen,
What are you talking about? It's always
if
been
I
here.
can beat her home, right? Then I can get to those packages before she even knows they're there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right? I can dispose of the evidence, unbox them, have them on a shelf, have them on a rack before she even notices them. Right? But in all seriousness, that honestly is pretty much what I do. However, she knows that these things I buy, I'm not just buying them just to buy them. And she knows I'm going to use them, and I'm using them to either make money, right, or to improve upon something. And so there's not too many instances. Like when I bought
Very pragmatic.
when
We're
I
both very
when I
pragmatic
bought
in that
the
sense.
the ultra quiet air compressor,
Yeah.
right? I got that, and she said, "What's that? When did you get this?" Right? Because it used to be an orange pancake, and now
Yeah.
it's this nice, cool
Yeah.
looking, ultra silent, thing. And she's like, "What's that? When did you get that?" I said, "Well, I was doing, I was detailing, I was doing interior stuff, and I was doing blowouts. It was just killing my ears when I started this pancake. It just gets so loud. I just couldn't think properly, and I just couldn't stand it. And I wanted to get this when it was on sale." And
it's
she
quieter.
says, "Okay, what do you do the other one?"
For health
And that's when I
reasons.
tell her I sold the other one for $20 less than I paid for it. And she goes, "Okay."
Yeah.
So
And that's
she's
really the
she
key.
knows that I'm good at the whole selling of things.
Yeah.
So she doesn't really mind that stuff when she does find out.
And at the
Just
end of the day, I
check
think
it.
that's what matters. As long as we're not frivolously spending money
Yeah, setting
on
money
things,
on fire.
and
you know.
you have a way to show it. You know, my dad always kind of had a way of setting out things like, how are you going to use it? How's it going to work? How's it going to go? You know, my wife always asks, what are you doing with all this stuff? Or what are you doing with this? So like right now I have a lot of car parts
Yeah.
just sitting in my side yard.
Well, that's nice.
And she's like, what are you doing with all these? And I said, they're going to go to the recycling yard soon as I get everything when I'm done. And she's like, all right, that's fine. Because she knows I'll take it in, I'll get weight for it, and I'll get money.
Yeah.
But she just wants to make sure that there's a plan. Because the person that does ask is my mother-in-law, who goes, what's that for? What's this for? And when I bought the steamer, I told my wife, I was like, I bought the steamer because I haven't had a steamer in a long time. And I think it's something that we need, and I can use it around the house. And she goes, oh, you can?
Yeah,
And I
you
went
can
and steamed
steam all kinds of
the
stuff.
countertops.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my gosh, these countertops have never
Feel amazing.
ever since we
Yeah.
bought this house, I've never felt this
Funny
clean
that you say
before.
that, because when I got my steamer, she said the same thing. Why do you have that? Why do you need that? I said, I'm going to steam the stovetop.
Yeah.
Right? Blew her mind.
Yeah.
She says, okay, well, now can you go do this? And
Yep.
Can you do this? And can you do this? And I said, hey, look at the caulking, right? Around the, like the sink, right? The kitchen sink and all of the tiling, the caulking
Yeah.
that you have, right? Said, see that caulking? Took that steamer right to that. Bam. Literally just going through, making it look like new in one pass.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh my God, that's crazy. And I said,
Didn't even have to use any chemicals. Or,
Well, and that's the biggest thing. And once I sent her a little video on what steam can do. She was like, wow, all right, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
And then do you think your steamer would work here? Hey, my mom had a question. Do you think your steamer you take it over her house and hit this? Yeah, not a problem. I don't have a problem anymore.
clean a shower with it. That's
Yeah,
probably
it's
really
an amazing
effective.
product. So
you-
that's kind of try and
use
find a
it-
pragmatic, reasonable use for it.
use your steamer on your window, your window, your not what's it called? Your not window gutters, but when you pop a window open. How do I not know this? I
Oh,
used to
yeah.
clean windows for freaking
Yeah,
living.
sash.
That bottom part, that bottom area, right,
Yeah.
where the window sits into. Oh man, it'll melt that stuff inside
Oh, I
there.
bet.
It's amazing.
It's gonna be good. All right, we gotta hurry up. We're 30 minutes behind. And yes, I did buy it to fix some chips from the M3. Says Ricky. Good job,
Right
Ricky.
back to page 2.
And here we go. Whoop whoop. Hans closing now on my laptop instead of watching on my phone. Nice. Then Mike C what is an ideal pad to polish glass using Clarity Cream? I really like the maroon.
Maroon buff and shine pad.
Buff and shine pad. I think it's probably the best one for
I
it.
also like the yellow Rupa's wool.
Yeah, yellow Rupa's wool works great too. Jamie Pate, happy Friday Eve, gents. I recently used Uno Protect in the Lake Country Lowland wool pad as a one-step. That was with the Rupes LHR 15ES with the XL backing plate on speed 4. Would that be considered aggressive? I only did the hood so far and wanted to make sure I was not being too aggressive. I do believe the results on the hood were really nice, but I want to make sure I do no harm going forward. Thanks, guys, for any input on the process. Love the info you guys always provide.
Thanks, Jamie.
The Lowland wool pad, not too bad. I like the Lowland wool. I think it's almost comparable to the blue coarse Rupes pad, so I'd say, no, you're good. Yeah, have fun. Enjoy. Grant, Anthony, here at Final Touch, we've been using our rock chip system since 1993. I'd like to share a post we did on a Lamborghini. Not putting down Dr. Coach chip, but we do it a slightly better way. Go ahead,
Interesting,
post it.
Grant.
I'm curious to see.
Yeah.
Interesting. Can you do it for as cheap as
Yeah.
$40?
That's true. Is that the price point?
Remember
is
that.
also
Remember that. Can you do
something
this
to
for as
consider.
cheap as $40? Because I know guys here that'll airbrush rock chips, right?
Yeah.
It's not cheap. They'll airbrush them. They'll get a color match. It'll look pretty good. But you also now are dealing with airbrush situations.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can show me a better way. I'm all
Let
ears.
Grant show you.
G. Davis says the geofencing explains why my glutes have been so sore lately.
Oh my!
Now I'm making you walk. Decon, Dane stores his Eagle blankets in a custom Scandinavian humidor.
Why? How did you know?
G. Davis, the beard struggle was also the first risque film Dane worked on in California.
The first of many.
Despacho, lol, my first job was at a used car lot that used Tornadors. Was breathing orange degreaser all day at 17 years old.
Oh,
Yeah, have
nice.
fun with that, brother. Have fun with that. Paul Allen, I like to drink my beer by using a Tornador. It's much better. It is. Like I said, if you don't want to drink it, don't put it in the Tornador.
wow! I'm cleaning and drinking.
Yeah.
That's great.
Why does everything smell like beer? Lloyd
This
G,
is
hey
not
guys,
ideal.
I've been using the Rupes wool pads with Uno Protect. Good on you, man.
Just imagine the interior of a car smelling like beer. Probably not a great idea.
William Katana got a big liquidator, a set of FTWs, premium glass tiles. Excited to try them all out. Joy. All right, Anthony, this sounds like you.
Here we go. It says, when cars in front of me use their windshield wiper fluid while driving and it sprays all over my vehicle, I lose my mind. Wife thinks I'm crazy. Does this happen to you? Oh, man, all the time.
I'm the dude that's spraying while driving.
No.
I love washing my window with those windshield washer
No,
fluids.
you know where I get it?
I use the Rain-X
It hits me
orange.
when I'm on my motorcycle.
Ah, yes.
Oh,
Right?
that's not
and
fun.
so
And
like,
you don't have a towel.
This happened like last year. I was on the black bike, right? 100-degree day, right? And I'm sitting there on the black bike, and I feel like this mist hit me in my visor, and I look down, and I'm like, man, my bike is all wet. What the heck's on my bike right now? Hope it's not for brake fluid, right? And I look over, and it's this jet from the windshield wiper going sideways.
Oh, no,
so
it's
not
just shooting like
the
a sprinkler.
windshield. It's just one of them is shooting the windshield, the other one's shooting sideways, and it's going like this back and forth. And I'm like sitting there, it's like soaking my bike, and I can see the steam coming off the headers. I'm thinking, oh my God, I hope this doesn't just burn into all of the finish on this. But
Hopefully they were using the Rain-X bugs.
You ever use it
well,
as
some people will put water in it, man. Some people are
Some
dumb.
people put ammonia in
Yeah,
it.
that
They'll
is
put
not
water. They'll put
great.
ammonia. They'll put just Windex, like just old school Windex. They'll put
That's
glass.
for
thing.
glass? No.
Yeah, they don't care, man. They
No.
just throw whatever.
Cars
in
get
there.
cold.
Yeah, I use the orange because it seems to be the least damaging on a
because
vehicle.
there's more lubrication.
Has a lot more lubrication and also provides a nice protective finish on the surface.
I use
Leaves a
my
nice one.
washers as a defense mechanism, an offensive defense mechanism against tailgaters.
Oh,
So
you turn them
question is,
around so it sprays.
does
back.
does the orange Rain-X ever clog your?
No,
clog
I
the
haven't had any.
nozzles?
No, I haven't had any issues.
Does it have a different smell?
Yeah,
What does it smell like?
orange. It's very
Orange?
light. It's
Citrus scent.
kind of. It's very light. More wax, carnauba wax
Oh,
smell
interesting.
to
I
it.
always just want. I've never used the orange
I think you'd like it.
because I don't use windshield wiper fluid.
I know, but I think if you do, so here's the deal.
I don't do that.
I would put it. I would
I don't
honestly
use
Here's what I would do.
windshield wiper
Disgusting.
fluid.
Here's what I would do.
Gets over my finish.
put it in your Forerunner. Buy yourself a
You
gallon.
don't care about your
Put it in the
Forerunner,
Forerunner.
just do it.
I'm serious. I think you'll find it much better.
Yeah, Katie doesn't care. Whenever I'm like,
I know,
whenever
that's what I'm saying. Put
what's
it in
my,
there.
My,
Truck
my,
shows.
my favorite is I'll be driving and the rain's happening and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do one pass with the windshield wiper, right? I'm gonna do one pass, and she says, just if you yank down on this, it'll shoot out the stuff at the same time. It's like all over the place.
So put
Stop!
the Rain-X.
Stop!
all the
Like,
humanity.
use the clean
Orange-
this car.
Use the orange Rain-X. Use the orange Rain-X. I'm
Okay,
serious.
I'll try it.
I think
I'll try
you would
it.
like it a lot more. So,
So, Lloyd.
all right. Been using Ripez wool Uno. Would switching to foam pads be advantageous? You could. They're great. They're great pads. So, Jamie the cleaner, is the Marmot drying towel research and development started yet? Not yet. We need to.
That takes time.
Yeah. Robert Nunez saying Levi 100%. Thanks,
Back when we were
man.
talking about correction percentages.
Pico Bananicus, hold my bead maker. I'm buying a Tornador now. Decon, I agree with Levi. I feel like a lot of newer detailers are quick to say someone is wrong for using a certain product when in reality it's mostly technique driven and most people have to start somewhere. Exactly. Quick question from Ulysses. What's the best rinseless wash to use in a foamer?
Oh, you
Very
monster.
nice.
Oh, double
and
down.
then Mr. Trollin picked up some Coach Shemi Magic Wheel Cleaner during the Memorial Day. So my life has changed. That stuff is too good.
It really
Oh, see, somebody has tried it. I've been waiting for more people to try that.
Yeah,
freaking
it's funny.
wheel
It's like a
cleaner.
bunch of people are somehow put off by the name. They're like, really? Magic? You put that in the name? It's like, try it,
Very
though.
good.
Like, what else are you going to call
It's
it?
very good. I like I said, I did that decon on those wheels I was trying to fix up, and it just melts stuff off. It's
So,
amazing.
William, good question, Anthony.
Yes.
William Quintana says, "Can I get away with having a Flex Pixie 80 as a 3-inch machine, or should I have a dedicated 3-inch machine such as the Rupes LHR 75E?" All right, I'm gonna be honest, Dylan, I love you. If you're watching this, Dylan Von Kleist, I love you to death. But that PXE 80 is freaking
It's
amazing.
So good.
It's a great product.
It is
so
an
good.
amazing little tool. I will admit, though, that it's nice having a corded machine. And I love the LHR 75. I think it's fantastic. And I think because of that throw, that 12-millimeter throw with the Rupes pads, it feels good, works well.
works wonderfully.
The rotation's
We
great.
used it on the boat.
But that PXE 80 is just...
Versatile.
It is beastly little machine. When I crank that thing on high, I can't believe how much power that has.
Yeah,
it is
For a
insane.
little battery operated thing.
And you can drop it all the way
has
down to a 1-inch pad. You can do rotary and short throw and long throw settings with it as well.
Yeah, and I will have one. I will buy one eventually, because if I'm out doing like headlight jobs mobily, or if I'm out doing it for friends or family, whatever it is, that's all I need.
It's a good little
I can
machine.
do every headlight with just that machine. That's how good it is. So it is great if you're considering it. If you don't mind being battery powered, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Ed says, what's the most effective process on cleaning, washing wheel wells? Also, do you have a go-to brush to get to harder to reach wheel wells? Thanks.
We have our longer body brush, wheel and body brush. You can grab that and use it.
What do you like to do? Do you
I just
pre-spray,
use-
pressure wash? What do
I
you
have
like?
Power Clean. I put Power Clean 4-to-1 in a sprayer, an IK sprayer, and I just spray the inner fender wells. That's what I do. And then I spray the tires. And then I usually let them sit, really. And then I rinse them out. I pressure wash them out because I let it dwell and really break down a lot of dirt. And I pressure wash them out. Most of the time, that's pretty much all I have to do. Other times, if I want to scrub them, if they're a little dirtier and I notice it didn't come out, I wait till I foam the car. When I foam the car, then I dunk my brush and I scrub those fender wells while the foam's still on. Then I rinse all the foam off or whatever I'm doing, or I wash the rest of the vehicle. And then when I rinse, it's all clean.
And for normal cars, that should be plenty enough. However, in the case of like my Jag, for example, it's got those carpeted fender wells.
Yeah, I
which
just
are
pressure wash those out.
obnoxious.
I use the same
Yeah,
thing.
you
I
just
greaser
wash it,
and pressure
man.
wash it. That's
Yeah.
it. I don't scrub them. I don't
Yeah.
do any of that.
They're
Just pressure
a
wash them.
pain.
And you can honestly get those carpeted fender wells pretty clean from just a pressure washer. You'd be surprised how clean you can get them, because they'll run brown for 5 minutes.
I mean, they're a
and
pain
then
in the
eventually
sense that they
eventually you'll
collect
see it running clear, and you're like, okay, I got everything out of there, and move on to do life.
Cautious Noop asking a real question that's going to start popping up more and more as more and more cars get this. What's the best way to reduce scratches on infotainment screens of cars and the glass plastic screens behind the steering wheel where the gauges are? So, honestly, best case, have a towel in your car. Don't try to wipe it off without it.
Eagle,
Second,
edgeless.
yeah, grab yourself an Eagle, keep it in the center console or glove box, and use that to wipe your screen.
Well,
the other thing,
the 350s, yeah.
grab yourself, mix up a little bottle of O&R. You can get those
That's what I
little
was gonna
3-inch
say.
travel.
Yeah,
You can get those little 1-inch ounce,
bottles.
3-ounce travel bottles, the spray bottles. Put some O&R in there. Throw it in your center console with your towel. Spray a little bit on the towel so you got something to pick up and have some lubrication, and then just clean your stuff.
It's the secret, Levi. You've got it right there.
That's it.
Literally, you just said it. That's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
I have that exact setup in my you could do the little eaglets.
You could do the
small
eaglets.
little
There's a
8x8s.
great little product.
And those are great. Or you can have the 16x16. But the Eagle Fiber is going to be the softest thing for piano black, and then those infotainment screens, as well as just your instrument gauge cluster plastics. Those things will scratch by looking at them.
Yep.
Have something like that on hand. You will literally never do any damage to that. Especially if you pre-spray the towel, pre-spray the area, one little mist, get it on there so you have coverage, lubrication, go through.
Yeah, you don't even need to spray you don't spray the screen, just spray
You
the
can
towel.
spray the towel. I'm saying you can spray the towel, but if you're spraying like piano black trim,
right,
I would spray that, because you're counting on just the towel doing the work. But yeah, for just the infotainment, a couple spritzes on the towel, go through, and you can kind of blot it if you want to remove most of the major dust. Flip the towel, then buff it out.
Oh, piano black interiors were like the bane of 2010 cars.
Piano black is bad, man.
Well, and
It
it's just going to get worse.
It wears.
You
So
know,
bad.
the new Elantras, 2021 Elantra,
Yeah.
now has a full digital dash,
Yeah.
digital gauges, digital infotainment center,
And you know, in a
every car
like
is
that,
going that way.
It's gonna get scuffed.
but on an
Rims.
inexpensive vehicle.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like a new 2021 Elantra at the age that mine is, and you see some of the like 2006 cruising around? You get one that's going to be 15, 16 years old. How scratched and damaged is that cluster going to be
It
by
is
then?
pretty cool that the technology is there with those cool screens.
Yeah.
I still have I just have a normal tachometer and
I do too. Yeah, I
speedometer
just have
and
normal
field
gauges.
gauge.
Yeah, even my 14 Camry
Dane,
still
do you
regular
have
gauges.
a fancy screen in your
My
cars?
2011 Jag has a digital screen that's old, but it's
You have normal
but,
gauges.
but you have normal gauges.
No,
in
I have
your
a screen in the gauges.
in your Tacoma. You just have normal.
In my
gauges,
Tacoma,
right?
I have a screen in the gauges too. But it's normal gauges to the
Must
be
sides
nice.
of the screen.
I don't have any.
I don't either.
screens.
Oh,
I only have a normal driver stereo.
My new motorcycle doesn't even have a tachometer. It literally just has a speedometer on
I mean,
it.
hey, that's
Couldn't
totally
afford
fine.
that extra option.
Okay. Well,
I like my no frills.
I do have a
Miata. That
tack
didn't have
though.
any
The
screens.
Launcher has a tack. That's how you know it's a performance vehicle.
It is. That is very true. Alkaline Trio says, I've got some older gauntlets that aren't as absorbent as my new ones. Even after soaking and washing them in R2R, could I get a refresher on the restoration process for microfiber? So the gauntlets, honestly, I'll be honest with you, the gauntlets seem to be one of the few towels in the lineup that are having the hardest time releasing all of the old sealants.
I think it's the weaves.
I think it's the weave. I think it's such a dense weave. It's making it tough. What I did is I did a day soak with just one gauntlet. I did about 2 ounces of R2R and a 5-gallon bucket with my biggest gauntlet that I had. And I just let it soak. And then I would go up to it every hour or two. Just kind of
churn
that butter, baby.
Muck it
I started
around.
churning it. And I had a grit guard kind of sitting on top. I kind of churned it a little bit. Kind of squished it up and down. Walked away again. A couple hours later, went back, churned some more butter. Pushed up and down. And then I threw it in the wash with a little bit more R2R, just a little bit more, like half an ounce, whatever it was. And I did a wash with that and a couple other towels. And that fixed it substantially. More washes you'll do, the more it'll break down, as long as you're not consecutively using a sealant or a drying aid with it. It'll break down. But I am finding that the gauntlets are the
I've
hardest.
noticed that too. The liquidators don't seem to have an issue. Twistresses don't have an issue.
No issue.
It's the gauntlet that really is the one that's kind of just
density.
not.
It's just
just
so
doesn't want to
dense.
let go. Doesn't want to let go.
density.
Jeremy Farouk saying thoughts on OptiSeal. It's amazing. It's still an amazing product.
Absolutely.
Valentino asking the Audi S4 bait 8.5 or B9.
Well, we're all bait addicts here.
Yeah, we all
I
love
was
the
gonna
baits.
say here for the bait.
Yeah.
And then Weaver details. Do you guys have any insight on PNS Dreammaker? We don't know what you're talking about.
What's that?
Don't know what you're talking about, Weaver. Cameron Messina says she's 100 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah, the towel would eat her. You would
Towel
lose
would
her
eat her.
within the towel.
Towel
Yeah,
would eat
keep
her.
saying that.
Yoshi, any suggestions on a vinyl wrap that has maximum clarity? I really wanted to do Inositech, but found out it scratches and stains pretty easily, even with a ceramic coating on it. Honestly, all vinyl does that.
Yeah.
All vinyl does that. You need to maintenance it still, Yosh. So mine, like the blue, the Avery Dennison blue that I have on the Suburban,
SW900.
still, I have to compound and polish it. It holds up really well. Polishes out really nice. Coats really nice, but it still needs work. If I let it sit outside and let the rain fall on it and dust and dirt, and I don't touch it for 2 weeks, and then I run it through a car wash or I wash it myself, I still find spots all over it from things that have sat on it. And it takes it about a week for it to kind of breathe a little bit, flex it back out, and then it's okay. But it takes a little time, and you do have to keep up on it.
Well, and
so
yours had Halo on it as well.
mine had Halo, and now it's got Soul on it, so it still needs. It's going to need work. So, Yoshi, you're going to do vinyl. Honestly, you wrap it in a bubble and don't drive it. Yeah, to keep it maximum
William
clarity.
Quintana says, "You guys see the new Conjuring movie?" No, I haven't.
saw that it was posted.
But
though.
I am down if we would like to have a scary movie watch party here at TRC.
Not a horror movie guy, so you
Dane,
enjoy that.
Would you
Dane-
really not
Dane-
watch a scary movie?
Dane doesn't
with
like
us?
scary
No,
movies.
like I've watched scary movies and enjoy certain ones, but
Have you
usually
watched Midsommar?
cheap jump scares are the most annoying thing.
I have not watched
hate
Midsommar
cheap
yet.
jump
I need to
scares.
see that.
That's good.
So
I
don't-
like
Dane.
like-
I think it'd be fun to watch a scary movie with you.
The problem is people's
What was the
idea
other one I
of
watched?
scary
So they were
movies
in
differ
Sweden and they cut
greatly.
across, or Norway, and they cut across through the forest.
Yes,
What was that
That's
one?
one you told me. That's one you told me to
That
watch.
was a good one.
The one oh that was a good one. That
see-
was I really did enjoy that one.
That was a good one.
What was it called?
I can't remember, but
But
both those
I
are
like
good.
dystopian horror, like existential horror stuff like that. But
I think you'd like
the movie
Midsommar.
Brazil or
I
something.
think you would like Midsommar,
Interesting.
and I think you'd like that other one. That
Midsommar
I just,
is a little more
that I just
yeah.
talked about. I think
Although
you'd
that'll
I'll
like
be in
mess
the
you up.
mood for a scary movie very soon. We have Dabbler Details says, how often do you use an iBrid versus a 3-inch like an LHR 75? So I use my iBrid a lot more nowadays than I ever used it when I first got it. I think that when I first bought it, I was kind of concerned because I spent like a lot of money on this thing, and I was thinking, what can I use it on? What things can I find to use it on? And nowadays, gosh, I use that thing on everything,
Yeah,
man.
right.
On motorcycles, it's fantastic. On any small areas, on objects, literally small things that you think, I think I could fix that defect in there. I'm gonna grab the LH. I'm gonna grab the iBrid, right? But I would say I use it quite a bit. I use the 3-inch secondary to the 15. So the 15 is my first, 3 inches my second, and then the hybrid. But very rarely nowadays, Levi, am I jumping up to a 21. I'm almost always sticking with my 15.
Can do everything you need.
That's how I am.
My 21 is sitting in one of my drawers, and I feel bad because it's just not being used as much as it once was.
Well, if you have bigger vehicles, it'd make more sense. But outside
Well,
of
he's
that,
got a
it's
truck.
Like, yeah. I mean,
So,
but still, he doesn't have Suburban, for example. So
Yoshi, should I just prep my car and have it repainted the color I want? Honestly, Yoshi, vinyl nowadays, it acts exactly the way your paint's going to react. It's just a little softer, so you just got to care for it a little bit more, but have fun, enjoy it. I think you could probably get away with it.
Get it wrapped in a mat. And
The matte is the hardest.
Yoshi,
Matte is the most difficult.
What do you mean?
If it stains, it's matte.
Oh no! If it stains, it stains.
You're
It's screwed.
done.
But I'm saying in
But
terms
if you
of
got
like actual
gloss-
resistance, it'd be fine.
Yeah, but on your gloss, you could polish it out.
Yeah.
That's the kind of the neat thing is you always have the capability to polish
a
something.
fellow owner of a black car, I'm pretty sure whatever we wrap our cars in, it's going to be better than dealing with the.
I think
black
so,
car.
Dane. I think you'll have more fun with
Yeah.
it. So, Ulysses, Grand Hot Tree, sup, bro, chacho. And then David Cervantes, I usually use O&R for my window cleaner, picked up Koch glass cleaner. Better, equal? It's a glass cleaner.
Yeah.
So,
Did it clean your glass?
yeah.
Yes.
Dave Morrow, good day from Australia. My car was just painted from a small accident. How long after painting can I correct the paint and ceramic coat? Love your work, lads. Thanks, man. Honestly, I'd wait at least 6 weeks before you coat that and work on it. Let that thing cure a little bit. Honestly, longer, 12 weeks would be even better, but 6 weeks is really the minimum. So, and then if you use G-Technic coatings, you can coat right away. It's a permeable coating, so it's not a problem. It still lets the clear breathe. So you can do it over fresh clear. But if you really want to wait and put something else on, then I'd wait a little longer. Okay. Cervantes, also, what are your favorite chemical companies that you do not sell? I love the ones you do sell, but I'm looking to expand horizons, try about everything. Can't
Nothing
tell
wrong with
you
that.
the ones that we love that we don't sell. We've already said McKee's is a good one. O'Burke is a good one. After that, got to hold that stuff close to the vest. You know what I'm saying? Edna Reichs, how do I remove tree sap from a ceramic coated car? Alcohol. Literally.
There you go.
IPA,
Soaking warm O&R towels.
isopropyl alcohol, or warm O&R. Very simple, very easy to use. Warm water will remove a lot of it. But if you got big pine tar tree sap that lands, like the droplets, alcohol is your best friend.
Hold on.
Is that why people use hand sanitizer, Levi? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's mostly alcohol, right?
Yep.
There's David.
Anthony, how is the goodie supply? Need some more your way, more savory stuff this time?
Oh my gosh. So
Cervantes?
I'm still working on that bag of the mango lollipops. I have made my way through a lot. We finished the marzipan.
Oh, yes.
Is that what you said? It's called marzipan?
Yeah.
All those. We finished those. I actually think we want more sweet things.
Anthony likes the sweet stuff.
Well, no, I like this. I like the savory things. We
Between
got
you
through a lot, but I think I'm like, okay, we've made our way through so much. Maybe it's time for them a little bit sweeter now. I don't know. I mean, chocolatey,
Good idea.
peanut buttery.
Richard Lewis, hello from Europe. What dilution ratio do you recommend for cleaning tires or just degreasing jobs with Koshemi GS? 4-to-1, 10-to-1. Depends on how dirty your tires are. And then Cervantes, Levi, any new podcast episodes coming? I know time is a premium, but I like the content. I know. I've really, really been slacking. Literally 6 months with no new podcast episodes.
It's been 6 months, Levi?
It's been 6
Where did
months.
those
So
six
you're
months
telling
January.
me that intro music where you have the banjo playing and you're like, it's the Master Shine.
It's good.
Home.
I started to record another one. I haven't quite finished it.
So why don't you just make an update of the last
need
6
to.
months?
I
Just,
am
just
going
literally
to.
just say, hey, I've been gone for
Catch-up
6 months.
episode.
Here's my update.
Yeah, and that's what I'm planning on doing. That's what this episode
Do it tonight.
is. I'm driving to Utah with
Do
the
it
wife and
on
kids.
the road.
Driving on the wife
You can
and
hear
kids.
the kids screaming in the background. Oh
no.
This is me
Augie,
raw.
what? What's going on?
What are you talking about there? You saying
Am
my
I
name?
on the podcast?
Yeah, am I on the podcast?
Am I famous? That's yeah. So
Tell them I got a new toy.
yeah. Tell them what toy I'm watching. Tell them I'm watching TV right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was working on one the other night. I'm hopefully I should have it out sometime next week, but it's hard, man. There are not enough hours in the day, and when I have to sit down for an hour at night and record an episode of the podcast, I find that hour to be fewer and fewer and fewer far between. So I haven't even forged in almost 2 months.
Yeah.
So I just haven't had a single drop of time. When I come home from work, it's like the house, the kids, the pool, all this stuff has been taking up a lot of my time. All the cars I've been working on.
Talk about the pool on your podcast.
Pool is actually nice. It's 87 degrees.
Oh, that sounds really nice, actually.
The other day it was 90. It was hot. It was weird how hot it was.
That's a hot tub.
But yeah, so working on it. All right, Dane, we've already answered this question. No, it's a different one. Have you tried glass cleaners from KCX? What are the differences? Which one do you prefer and why? We've only tried one, Rickards. It's good. The glass cleaner is good. But it's a glass cleaner. Venom 9600. Hey guys, been a while. Super busy at work. Just want to say thank you for introducing me all the products. I use it at the Harley Davidson dealer I work at. They've got me to head detailer. Nice.
Yeah, man.
Congrats, man.
It's awesome.
Congrats, dude.
The Chum Bucket. Saludos, brochachos from SoCal. When it comes to ice cream, are you a cup or cone fan? I'm a cone all the way.
Are you a cone?
I like to go
Are you
deep
cone
in
to
that
the
cone.
bone?
I'm cone to the bone.
Wow.
Dane?
I used to love a classic waffle cone, but I'll take a cup these days.
So I
Not
don't
as
like
fun, I know.
having sticky hands.
Well, you
Correct.
just got to eat it fast
No,
enough.
That's
the
why I like
cone
a cup.
is a sticky hand situation.
The cone is a
disgusting.
sacrifice for some extra crunchy flavor.
So I also like being able to put toppings within my cup.
Yes.
Okay.
Right, I can overflow into that. I cannot do that with a cone.
You could do that on a cone, but
So,
everybody...
when I watch Levi
hate
eat ice
you.
cream, though, Levi bites into the ice. He goes like this,
Which is just insane to me.
and you eat it.
Biting ice cream
You
like
eat
that?
it before it melts, and that's great.
I mostly inhale
Yikes.
Yeah.
it. That is snort
you
that
snort that.
all right up in there. So here's the
okay.
deal. Here's the deal. Sarsaparilla Ice Cream Shop up in Idaho City. You know what they use?
What's that?
They throw a jelly bean bottom of the waffle cones.
Oh, that's fun.
Pop a jelly bean down there. Creates an airtight seal. Ice cream thrown on top. That liquid does not penetrate the bottom because
that's where the hole
jelly
is.
bean, or as Augie used to call them, jebby beans.
What's the size of these jelly beans? Standard issue?
Standard issue jelly beans.
Nice.
Wow, okay.
So
That's a clever-
very smart. Get a waffle cone, sit there. I like to drive. I'll be driving the Suburban with my waffle cone and a spoon, and I'll just be eating, steering with my legs on those mountain roads.
Oh, dear.
dangerous
Ice cream.
and not safe. That is not
Towing
good.
a trailer,
my interior.
just enjoying.
That
Got the
is
family,
not good.
kids.
Wow.
Everybody's eating their ice cream, and I'm just steering. got my knees up, just holding that
brain
steering
freeze.
wheel.
That is extremely dangerous.
But point is, dry as a bone,
Wow.
no drip.
Wow. Okay. Moving on here, we have
David Cervantes. I've heard some people use O&R in the summer and windshield washer fluid. Don't do that. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
People have tried, but it's
doesn't
still
work.
not a good idea.
All right.
see.
Venom, as always, happy. I'm happy to always have the privilege to tune in every Thursday and watch the video. I may have been busy to comment, but you guys make my day. Thanks,
Aw,
man. Appreciate
thank you
it.
so
Thanks, dude.
much.
Matt Gibb from Australia saying, hello, gang. What's up,
Hello,
Matt?
right back, Matt.
And then Paul Allen, I never used a windshield wiper fluid. I used it 1 year by the dealership at the service. It is used one a year by the dealership at the service. Oh, filled up probably. Phil Bloomer, would the panel say there's a product that comes close to CTV3? Haven't found anything quite as good myself, but interested. Maybe Coach Semi's SO02. Yeah, that's probably a good close one. I really think it would be good. You know, I think it's a good comparison. They're both about 9 months protection. We haven't done a long-term test on them to see.
I would say they're pretty comparable.
But they're pretty comparable.
Yeah.
Matt Gibb saying, hi, Dave Morrow. Levi, I was staggered recently when I was told by a manufacturer here in Australia that his detailer customers only want to buy ready-to-use products, not concentrates or ultra concentrated. Yeah, there are some people that are like that. I think you got to remember that most professional detailers use concentrate, and most home hobbyists that consider themselves detailers will always go with the standard issue ready to use. The problem is the terminology. If they're running a business, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense unless they're selling that same product. But like Phil at Detailer's Domain, he uses ready to use all the time. But it's because he buys it to sell it.
If you are only using the products on your vehicles,
Well, and
you're
some of the
very
products also
sparsely
don't come in a concentrate.
detailing
True.
other
Some of the
people's
products
vehicles.
he uses don't do that.
It's this thing we talked about before on the FAQ channel with expiration dates and products and stuff like that. Was just like, eventually those need to be replaced. And if you're not going to go through them fast enough, then maybe you don't need the concentrates if you're not going through enough vehicles to warrant it.
Yeah. And a lot of that just depends.
We have a couple more to get through.
Abel.
Go for it.
Guys, your interviews on the OC Detailing channel were on point. Thanks for sharing your stories. 100% Ragco is thriving for good people working there. Thanks, man. We had a lot of fun with it.
Thanks.
Matt says, I hate to be negative, but I could not believe it when he said that. Others have said the same. If you're a pro, buy direct and bulk when you can and buy the new concentrates. You save heaps. Yeah, you do save a lot. William Quintana says, best way to clean interior piano black plastics. I always streak for me when using Pianist Express.
Cut your Express in half.
Well,
do a 50/50.
You can cut your Express in half or just use O&R and then use the Eagle 350s like I was saying. Anthony, is that a Nito shirt? And Levi, have you had your Pepsi product from your new air fridge yet? It is a
but
Nito
I'm
shirt.
almost done here with this. Hold on a second here.
We literally have 2 minutes left, Levi. It's pointless to open a new one.
Anthony, if you could crack me a Diet Pepsi.
Levi,
call it roast soda.
No, I'm a bartender and you're a drunk customer. I can't.
I demand service and satisfaction. Jim Beam.
Whoa.
Saying, what should I do when I have a hybrid wax on my car? It gets dirty again. Thank you, Anthony. It gets dirty again. Just wash it off with water, or does it take off the dirt on top of the wax? So, no, if you're using the right kind of soap, you're not going to have to worry about taking off the wax. If you're using a too high of a pH soap, then yes, or too low of a pH soap, yes, you will strip off that wax. So just use a good pH balanced soap like Pearl. Perfect.
Take it
Jordan
easy.
Nicholson. Hi, I hope you're all well. Finally sold a ceramic coating after a brand new car after doing my own and using it as example. But when the customer wanted a quick wash, they took it to the scratch and shine. Well, that's what happens. You got to teach them. Yeah. Got to teach them. Tell them you want to do the first wash. You do the first wash for them. Show them how to wash it.
That way they don't blame the coating for what they see after.
G. Davis says Dane will sponsor a TRC viewing of Herbie versus Kong versus Godzilla. That's
There's
right.
There's a really dark joke buried in there, but I'm sure someone will figure it out.
And Ulysses, the more I listen to your podcast, the better it gets. I lost it with the marmot story. Thanks, man. That's literally what we do. G. Davis, is it true Jimmy Ellis will fight the marmot on pay-per-view? And then Max Farm,
man.
who do y'all think? Do y'all think GSF is the best soap? It is a great soap.
Great soap. One of my favorites.
Ulysses says, I heard one of the Paul Bros was fighting it. G. Davis says, Anthony, please do the ice cream eating again in slow motion. Thanks. Awesome podcast, says David Cervantes. See you guys around. Have a great weekend.
Thanks,
G. Davis says he'd pay for that. Ulysses. Max says, also, is it safe to store products in a hot Texas garage? Try to keep your products as cool as possible.
Bring them in.
Slip
Bring them
them in
inside.
the house.
You can.
Maybe the
Treat 'em like an
mudroom or
animal.
somewhere where your laundry is done.
David
Also-
Cervantes also, did you use my super chat for TRC
Not
pizza
yet.
party
We're
yet?
planning
We
the
haven't.
next
We're working
Dane
on it.
Eats very soon, and
It'll be good.
we'll be getting some food.
I
So,
got some ideas.
all
right,
right, Dane,
guys.
take it away.
I got to go to Utah. I'll see you guys later.
All right, well, you enjoy that. So, guys, before you go, I want to make sure, please, if you haven't already, click that like button. Make sure people know that you enjoyed this Q&A so that more people turn up for the next one. That's the way this all works. We appreciate it. And also, subscribe and click the bell so you know the next time we do it. Because, hey, even though it's every Thursday at the same time, people still seem to forget. So,
That's right.
we want to make sure you're reminded every time and you can be here and enjoy it live with us. So, that's really it, guys. Till next time, we'll see ya.
See ya.